Warhammer! Bam! Here we are, everybody. It's time for a brand new special preview of Warhammer the Old World role-playing game from our friends at Cubicle 7. This is a special sponsored one-shot, so thank you, Cubicle 7, for sponsoring us and letting us show off the game early, by the way. This is brand new, out literally now. Very, very exciting. I am your games master, actually, in this. It's always GM. I am your games master, Mark Sherlock Humes. Stop it. I've got to do the intro.
I'm putting Ad in the corner.
Hey, that's fine. You can do that in post.
Thank you.
I'm your games master, Mark Sherlock Humes. Joining me, we've got Rhiannon.
Hi.
We've got Chris Trott. We have Kim.
Hello.
And on the other side of our table, we have Tom Hazel and our special guest, Bryony. If you don't know, Bryony is a friend of the channel, also known for doing Yogscasty things in your own streams. You know, friend of buns and animals and many good things.
Yes.
Perfect. Very much the vibe for today's adventure. So, let me tell you a little bit about Warhammer the Old World role-playing game.
Please.
It's your gateway to grim and glorious adventures in the world of legend. Set 200 years before the era of Karl Franz and the popular Warhammer fantasy setting, which you might know from books such as Gotrek and Felix, video games such as Warhammer Total War and Vermintide, or even our very own High Rollers mini-series we played a little while ago. The world of legend is a time when the Empire is fractured, divided in a civil war to choose the next emperor, whilst the dark powers of chaos and others' threats lurk in the shadows, preparing and gathering their strength to muster in force. At the heart of the Empire is the Grand Duchy of Talagad and the town of Talagad, where your characters and heroes set forth to accomplish both deeds both grim and glorious. The game uses a simple but effective D10 system, but has lots of familiarity too. Pre-order is open right now, direct from Cubicle 7's website, and they have a huge range of products for hopefully a super successful launch. You can grab the Player's Guide, the Games Master's Guide, Tal's Glory dice set, character sheet pads, maps. Who doesn't love a cloth map?
I love a cloth.
I love a cloth.
As well as decks of reference cards. Who doesn't love a deck of reference cards?
Love a deck of reference cards.
For launch, they also have some fantastic bundles to save money and grab everything you need to play. There are 2 Super Backer, say that with me, Super Backer offers that are only available until the 31st of July, so grab them now if you want. And as an extra special reward, anybody who pre-orders by Monday, the 7th of July, will be entered into a prize draw to win an epic. That's fine. Warhammer Armory Reichland Blade Sword from the awesome Bergschneider, who make awesome LARP stuff. Yes.
I know that name.
You do know that name, yes. So perfect for your LARP and Warhammer cosplay. A Reichland Blade Sword.
Amazing.
And just as a quick note as well, all pre-orders and bundles which include Warhammer the Old World role-playing game Player's Guide will receive a PDF of the Player's Guide right away. The Games Master's Guide PDF will be added to all applicable orders when it becomes available by the end of July. That is all the housekeeping done. There should be a link in chat and in the video description for you to go and check out those pre-orders now. This is a very, very cool game. If you're a big fan of the Warhammer Fantasy role-playing game that we played, I think you're really going to enjoy this. This is a world that I have a lot of passion for, so I hope you go and check it out as well. This could be a very, very cool thing. Yes. Excellent. With that is all my preamble done. We got through it.
Well done, you did it.
I've done it. Thank you. Thank you. Praise
Super
me.
Backer.
Super Backer. Remember.
Fantastic.
Praise.
Praise. Thank you. With that, we are just going to jump straight on into it. The Old World. This story begins long before Emperor Karl Franz and the end times, when the Empire of Man tears at itself in the name of political ambition, whilst the dark gods of chaos, the Tomb Kings of Khemri, the Vampire Counts, the Green Skin Hordes, and other nefarious forces wait in the shadows gathering strength. The gods of man, elf, and dwarf watch on as their people turn to old grudges, long feuds, and greed in what some might call a foolishly a time of peace and prosperity. War is ever on the horizon, and the winds of magic are fickle and unkind. A heavy rain thunders down from a smoke-grey sky as a winding, muddy road weaves between copses of trees and old, broken bounders' walls. A worn carriage being pulled by 2 terrified, sickly farm horses swerves around a russet-red road, mud and rainwater flying everywhere. A half-score of shrouded figures hanging from its doors and windows with gleaming steel in hand. A hair's breadth behind them, a dozen rabid, snarling creatures chase after them in dogged, violent pursuit. These half-men, with the legs of goats and ugly horns protruding from their heads, wield rusted spears and ratty short bows. One carries a makeshift banner with deer skull and antlers arranged in a macabre effigy, whilst others lets out a dolorous blow of a horn, spurring 2 of the creatures to sprint to the carriage doors with a sudden burst of speed. "More of them ahead!" the carriage driver cries out, pointing with a wooden hand ahead, where 3 more of these ungors have crested a hill and ready bows. I would like each of you to now tell me what you look like and what you are doing as this carriage is being beset by these beastmen on this road. We're going to start in the action. Who is most likely to be taking a sort of dramatic moment here? You are on this hurtling carriage. It is pouring down with rain. These creatures, 2 of them have rushed up to the side of the carriage and are about to leap on you. There are more up ahead, apparently. You are hanging on the side of this carriage, or maybe you're inside it, fighting through the windows. What does this look like with you guys? Who wants to go first?
I think we're on the front line here.
All right, okay.
Me and Ree.
All right, well, let's
characters.
start with you, Chris Trott. This carriage, there's 4 of you can sit in the back and 1 can be up front with the driver, so keep that in mind as you decide your placement in all of this.
Would you be at the front or would I be at the front?
We could both be at the front, either
Can
side.
we both be at the front?
No, only one of you can be at the front. It's the driver and there's enough space for 1 other person.
You can go at the front, darling, that's fine. You don't mind.
Oh, no. I'll try and set it up to be cool.
That's not the voice, is it?
At the front.
It has to be now.
Okay.
An enormous 2-handed great axe on this stocky, wide, chunky, muscle-ridden dwarf.
Oh, ridden.
Riddled.
Yeah, muscle ridden.
Muscles ride all over him.
I'm riddled with muscles.
Heavy, thick-set beard, deep wrinkles. It's a thick grey, all different kinds of greys in there, plaited nicely because his wife did a fantastic job with that. He is swinging. He's already got blood all over him. There's dried blood from a previous battle, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, these things have been chasing you for a while, so you've absolutely cut down some that maybe leapt onto the carriage, and you've cleaved them in twain with your giant rune-covered axe.
Don't you hurt my gem! Bastards!
What is your character's name?
I was gonna go with... I'm not gonna say it.
I know. Yeah, I remember now.
Don't say it. Just carry on.
Loga
Loga
Laufrisen.
Laufrisen. Perfect.
Loga.
And you're a Longbeard.
I am a long beard.
Old
My
dwarf.
beard is excessively long.
And a
I am old.
soldier?
A soldier, yes.
Perfect. So you're at the front of this carriage, right? So these creatures are currently on the side doors. Maybe you moved up to the front, you were riding, and they've attacked you from, they came from the woods, they've jumped on, you've cut 2 of them down. The driver is pointing. He's got one real hand that he's holding the reins with, and with his prosthetic wooden finger, he's sort of gesturing ahead. And you can see it's quite dark, like the rain is coming down, but you can just make out these shapes on a hill, and it looks like they're pulling bows, but they're a little ways off yet. But you look behind, and indeed your gem is on the side of the carriage, and one of these creatures just sprinted up to her as you look back, and you can see back on the carriage that this thing is coming for her.
Gem! Watch it! I'm fucking coming!
Do you want to try? Do you want to like climb up the top of the carriage, like get to the side? Like
will
you can literally
scramble.
stand on the top of it, basically.
Yeah, I'm going to scrabble on the top.
Yeah.
And there's a moment where the thunder strikes and there's a silhouette of this stocky dwarf holding his great axe.
Yeah, love it.
Ready to get into the action.
All right, perfect. Well, in that case, we're going to have our first roll just to
Okay.
kind of write these things up. So this is going to be a melee attack against the Ungor.
I will use my 3 weapon skill dice to roll a 4 or under. I rolled that twice.
All right, perfect. Well, I'm going to roll. You keep a track of how many successes. I'm going to roll my defenses here to see how many defenses I can get. But I don't think I've only got one success. So how many successes
Minus
did you?
dice.
Yeah.
I'll minus that one.
Do you remember that? You do have a large weapon
I'll
equipped.
roll
So you're going
2
to.
again.
All right.
Shit hard. If I match it, does that fail?
No. So if you match it, that's fine. Yeah, it's equal or 2 or lower. So in this game,
1.
What we do is for the dice rolls, we roll a number of d10s equal to our characteristic, which in your case was what's your
My characteristic is a 3 weapon skill.
weapon skill?
and
So you
4
roll
melee.
3d10, and your melee skill is 4. So you're trying to get a 4 or lower than that, basically.
However, to
Yes.
add complications to it,
Yes.
I have a -1 to my great axe because it's so big and unwieldy.
Yes.
So I
But
rolled 2
it's
dice.
A lot of damage when it
Okay.
hits.
A lot of damage. I got
So
1 success.
You got 1 success. I got 1 success, which I believe is going to basically on a draw. I'm going to say just because this is the opening for it, you are going to succeed, but there's going to be a complication to this. So
catch my
you
beard and
swing
open
your
the door.
axe down. What is your damage on your great axe?
My silver great axe is 3d10.
No, what's the
S
damage?
plus
That's
3.
the roll. So that's your strength plus 3.
Great. That is 3.
So
6.
6 total, and then you add +1 more for each success that you got. So say that you
wow.
got 1 success.
1.
So 7 in total.
I also get +1 damage against enemies wearing armor.
This creature is not wearing armor. It is literally just covered in this ratty, matted, sort of pus-covered fur, basically.
I slam
So
that.
7 total.
Yes, please.
That is more than enough for this creature's resilience, which means that this is a minion, so with one sweep of your axe, you just cleave down. But because you got a tie, I'm actually going to throw a complication in here, and this is something I can do as a GM. If you only get 1 success or a match success, I'm going to say the complication is you swing down, and that great, lovely axe of yours embeds in the side of the carriage, and now you're at an awkward angle where you can't pull that axe free,
shite.
and you're like completely restrained.
Gem help! Got it wedged!
Yeah, I'm going to say that it is.
This always fucking happens!
Shit.
This always happens.
So what I'm going to say that means is, as long as you're holding onto that weapon and trying to get it back, you're going to be defenseless. So it's like you're like struggling to pull this thing out. And if any more of these creatures rush up to you, you're going to be in trouble.
Gem! Get the fucking WD-40! God!
As we say that, so we see you swing down with the axe, thunk, lands, it embeds itself into the side of the carriage. You're now struggling to pull it free. What do we see of your lovely wife?
So I guess just rushing up behind to try and give him a hand is another dwarf, a female dwarf. Her name is Scoff Halfforge, and she's an engineer. So she's slung with all these gadgets and gizmos, tools, screwdrivers, wrenches in a little knapsack on her back, and then she's wielding a great hammer, which is also on a little sling on her back at the minute. She's got long auburn hair, sort of all tied back in this wild, messy bun, but it's like speckled with slivers of grey hair. And she's got a nice, what are they called? It's got the burger's apparel, so it's like a nice dark sort of cotton undershirt, and then over the top is a thick leather engineering uniform, so it's like a big, heavy leather apron, big metal gauntlets to protect her wrists. So she's quite rosy and quite charming.
Quite rosy cheek, because dwarves, they're quite rounded features, but then you have all this
But she's
engineer's
tough and rugged and very, very up
and
for the
also
fight.
a long beard as
And a
well.
long
The two of you
beard,
are
yes.
older dwarves.
Twilight years.
So you're in this carriage. You're on the side door. Maybe you were getting ready to like bash one of these beast men, crack their head in with your hammer. As you hear your beloved husband swing down, and now his axe is caught in the side. This one's slain, but you can hear from behind you that another one is maybe approached the other side of the carriage. But maybe one of your other traveling companions can deal with that. What do you want to do in this situation, Scoth?
I think Scoth will come and she will come and give Logar a hand with his axe.
So I think that to pull this free is going to be a brawn roll.
A brawn roll.
Yes.
Okey-dokey.
So if you have a look at that for me and tell me what the characteristic is first.
Characteristic.
So if you just follow it along.
Brawn.
Brawn is 2.
And then
So is that strength? So strength is
yes.
2.
So 3.
Three strength.
3 strength.
2 brawn.
So that's going to be 3d10 because your strength is 3.
Okay.
And then you're looking for a 2 or lower. So it's risky. But, and I made this point earlier, that's still a 20% chance of a success. And with 3 dice, there's a good chance.
Oh, 1 success.
1 success is all you needed. So, you kind of turn around and you pull the axe free. You've got a bit of a better leverage because, Logar is on top of the carriage and he's having to like lean down to pull his axe free. But you can come up from the side and thunk, pull it free, freeing the axe for Logar, allowing him to kind of prepare. And you can see from behind you, there are still, maybe a dozen of these creatures just chasing after this carriage. And they've been chasing you for like the last couple of couple of minutes or something like that, where you've been sort of assaulted by these creatures. And they're showing no sign of slowing down. They are just in some sort of like fury charging after you. So perhaps you're not out of this just yet. But with that logo, with Scoth, you pull the axe free. Yeah.
Thank you, love.
That's all right.
Embarrassing in front of the others.
No, you're doing a great job. Just keep going.
Look hardcore.
You're doing a great job, darling.
you.
Don't worry.
Thank you.
Keep giving them what for.
I will.
So while this lovely scene is happening on sort of one side of this like road traveler's carriage, and imagine like a kind of stagecoach, you've got the 2 doors on each side, you've got the driver's seat up at the front where the horses are, and there's like a back window and like a space for a trunk, but the inside is like a padded sort of like, stagecoach like for long journeys. Who else would like to take a moment?
I could
Sure.
go next. I'd say I'm
Tom.
currently inside the carriage, but spilled across the floor from this chaotic journey that we're currently having is just a wealth of blacksmithing tools of various different things, whetstones, oils, and things like that. I am playing a character called Caldwell Goldwhistle, who is a halfling who has moon on the top, party on the back, and by that I mean I'm bald with long grey hair on the back and a what do you call it? The
Mutton chops?
Mutton chops, moustache combo.
Oh, he goes up into the mustache.
But nothing on the chin. And I am currently, there's probably some weapons that have been damaged in the recent fights that I'm trying to sharpen up. And I'll sort of hold one up, give it a little test swing. Weapons ready! And hold it out to anyone that's ready to accept it if there's someone nearby.
Okay.
And I'll also, I guess I would have seen that axe embed into the side of the wagon
like
from the inside.
there's like the door that's now open that you saw Scoth was like bashing these beastmen from. The sort of in the door frame next to her, just this enormous silver grey axe, just thunk, like.
Oh God! I told you to be more careful with those goddamn tools of yours.
Sorry.
Amazing.
And then if I could. Is there a beast man near the window or even climbing up the side of the...
Yes, I think that the other one that sort of rushed forward with these two, you said it's sort of one of them blew this horn and then 2 of them just bombed it forwards. And one has literally jumped on the side of the carriage and is making their way perhaps to the window close to you on the inside. But you maybe see that there is maybe another person like inside that carriage who looks very well armed and armoured. So whether or not you feel brave enough to take it on yourself or if you want to assist them or...
I mean, even if it's just a jab through the window just to see what I can do.
Yeah, I love that.
Chaos-forsaken beasts, get back, you dirty dogs! I will
love it.
Drop a sword attack
perfect.
onto one of the creatures on the outside.
All right.
So this is just a melee attack?
This will be a melee attack, so just so that people can learn at home as well, let's know what your characteristic is.
Yes, so my weapon skill is 2, so I'm rolling 2d10, and my melee skill is also 2. So I have to roll 2 or under in order to hit. But let's see.
I'm not going to add any different circumstances yet. There are modifiers to get more dice and things like that, but we're just going to roll this pretty straight to begin with.
Yeah, there's also things like staggering the enemies and stuff like that. But I rolled a 5 and a 6, so 0 successes.
Like you know, and it's. I mean, in theory, I should also roll to defend against this as well. Which, just in case, I will roll. Yeah, and they do get 1 success. So like you smash your sword through, and I think that as you do, you go to strike this creature. It ducks back and it grabs your arm, and it's gonna bite your arm. It hasn't done it yet, but it's like it's grabbed you, and you're like. Oh, as your arm is now dangling out of this window precariously. As you see that, as we see Caldwell.
Caldwell Goldwhistle.
Yeah.
Who goes by Dwell.
Dwell.
As a short name, little nickname there.
Are you kind of old and nerdy, or are you kind of like
old mercantile, I suppose.
He's a blacksmith. Like Caldwell's a blacksmith.
God damn. Hooey!
Anybody who'd like to go next? Should we leave? Yeah, let Bronklin go next.
So I am Gustav Schreiber.
Gustav Schreiber.
And I am sort of, he could have been a handsome guy once. He's got, the stubble, he's got sort of messy hair, but he's clearly just spent a lot of his time just in libraries. He has not got any vitamin D in him anymore.
Yeah, very pale,
There's
very gaunt.
Rashes creeping up his neck. He's just, in another life. But he's very scholarly, and he's not helping to fight at all, but he is very keen to shout out advice to everyone else.
Okay.
So if there's like a help roll I can do with, because I have Beastman lore.
Yeah, I mean, if you would like to make a recall roll to see if your knowledge of Beastmen, and because you are specialised in this, I'll give you an extra +1 die because it's your special subject.
We should also clarify the classes are not like other role-play classes, things like that.
So in fact, actually, yeah, because you were a soldier, you're an engineer, you're an artisan.
Artisan, yeah.
You are Gustav.
A scholar.
A scholar. So if you remember us playing previous Warhammer games, or maybe you're brand new to it, the lovely thing about the character creation in this is you can completely randomize it.
Yes.
And you get bonus XP if you do. And unlike the Warhammer Fantasy role-playing game, where there is a lot of you're a peasant, you're a rat catcher, a lawyer, things like that. In this, there is a good distinction between non-combat who are better at the investigation and social stuff, and then there are roles who are very, very combat focused. And you can always just choose if you would like as well. But in this case, we all rolled our characters randomly, and this is what we got.
That meant more XP.
It meant more XP. It sure did.
Yeah, the classes are like careers.
Yeah.
cool?
Okay.
So yeah, give me a recall roll.
1 success.
1 success, and so just to clarify, what was your stat you were rolling with there?
So I have 2 in reason, but you gave me an extra one because it's one of my special ones, and then recall is 4 or below.
Perfect.
It's one of my higher ones.
Excellent. So with the success, what does this kind of help look like, and who do you want this help to be? Perhaps the unnamed stranger still in the wagon?
The unnamed stranger. I'll just be chatting something like, "Oh, go for the neck. Go for the neck,
It's the most generic advice you could give.
Well, I think
Cut the head off, they'll die.
Allergic to blades.
Yes. Perfect. Fantastic.
So am I inside the carriage with these
You at this
groups?
point you would be, yeah. So I think you were traveling inside the carriage, yeah.
So I'd like to imagine that as Gustav Schreiber is shouting this very helpful information, but Caldwell is kind of half hanging out the window. This beast man
It's literally got his arm and he's like,
right. So I think you're a halfling, right?
Yeah. So,
So,
I guess it would have been pulling me enough that I'm now
you're halfway out the window.
Yeah.
So there's a window and then there's an open door that is the entrance in and out of the carriage next.
So I just imagine there's a flash of lightning and you're panicked, trying not to be pulled out this window by this horrible thing.
That's it, I'm dead.
And then you just hear this shing, and a giant sword blade goes over your head.
That would be good, okay.
and through the window, attempting to strike.
Okay, well, let's roll the roll first, and then we'll see who is behind this blade.
I rolled a 3 and a 7, so I as well trot because I have a great sword. I can, even though I could roll 3d10, I roll 2, -1 to melee. So I've got 1 success.
Okay. I'm going to say, because he's like clinging onto the side of this thing and he's got Caldwell's arm, I'm going to say that this guy's defenseless. When you're defenseless, you don't get to oppose an attack. You just, as long as you get one success, you strike. So in this, so how much damage does your greatsword do?
So strength +3, which is a 6 total.
So 6 + 1 because you got a success. Always add your successes to damage. So 7 points damage. So with this, that's right. You should have rolled an extra dice from the help.
From my very helpful help.
6.
6. Okay. It wasn't that helpful,
was annoying.
which is very fitting. But we see this beautiful, well-made steel greatsword just slam into the carriage. This beastman's head is cut clean off Caldwell, and it just falls into the mud and the rain as the carriage hurries onwards. And then you sort of eye follows along the blade to see, probably like stood on the side of the wagon, sort of swung in like that way from outside. What do we see, Kim?
You see a tall woman with long black hair shot through with grey, tied in a kind of very businesslike long plait. She's encased in very heavy armor, with a very battered shield slung on her back. But everything, and her greatsword as well, like you said, it's a thing of beauty, like taken care of by Caldwell. But everything, like, is polished to a very high, detail. But if you look closer, you could see bits of the armor, the cloth, the cape. It's a bit torn, it's a bit ragged, and it's been mended multiple times. The woman herself has a broken nose. Maybe she broke it previously, like its blood is streaming down her face.
It's like got that slightly twisted element to it, yeah.
And if you were to look even closer, you would see that there is a faded patch on her arm, her sleeve, where a patch perhaps has been taken off, like a signifier has been torn off. As you meet Jean de Coeur, a Breton, so that is a human Bretonian.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, and I think she would just simply spit out "putain" and then spit a gob of blood on the floor.
Yeah, out of the carriage door, vanishing into the rain and mud, as so often blood does, especially those accustomed to war. As we see, and for those unfamiliar, a Bretonian, think of kind of chivalric Knights of the Round Table meets French knights, very classic manuscript, normally in beautiful tabards of bright colours and dagging and all this kind of stuff. But with Jean, it's a little faded and worn, and perhaps has not seen a fine court for some years now.
Yes. For those who are following at home, my career is a knight exile.
Knight exile. And Gustav is from the Empire, which is a much more Germanic sort of part of the world, very much inspired by sort of Landsknecht and historical German sort of affair. So for those of you who don't know,
Mootland, mate.
you're a Mootland halfling.
Yeah. Mootland, born and bred.
Mootland halfling, very, very Shire folk. But obviously, for wherever Caldwell is from, they have a very different accent to your typical halfling.
Very local.
I don't know why.
I mean, Scoth has a very different accent to most dwarves as well.
Very
so
different accent.
It's a regional dialect.
it's very, very regional. With that, now the way that combat works in this is you all take your turns at once, and then the bad guys go. But as part of you do have the carriage driver, and the carriage driver is like, kind of like cracks the reins and is driving you on, trying to outrun these creatures pursuing you.
Can I shout to him?
You absolutely can.
Hey, you see the archers up ahead?
Yeah, duck! Yeah, and he's like, you can see he's trying to take cover as well, but the road is leading that way. And as the carriage plows forward, rain spattering you, the thunder in the sky kind of cracks, peeling now and then. You see this hill fast approaching, and there are these creatures with these, recurved bows beginning to take aim. But also, in that flash of lightning, very hard to see in the dark and the rain, but the road up ahead, piles of logs and rocks have been piled up in the middle as a roadblock. And the last thing you hear is just the driver being like, whoa! And that's where we flash back.
Bet you're wondering how we got here.
Very much. That's me. But we flash back. The parchment feels crisp in your hands. High quality stuff with a fresh, clean seal imprinted upon it. My friend, I am once again in need of your particular skills. I am traveling to the village of Hugelstrock. Were it not for the unique grave barrow of potential historical value, I would never bother with such an unpleasant, unrefined, uninteresting backwater. But a matter of loyalty and honor demands I go there. Such an adventure would obviously benefit greatly from your presence. I'm calling in favors from a few different friends, so you won't have to do all the work this time. And of course, I can offer the usual payment of coin, prestige, and if necessary, my vast intellect and network of contacts in reparations for your assistance. Meet me on the 17th of Ulrichsite in the Black Cat Roadhouse on the Western Road. If you're late, I'll head on without you, but leave coin for a carriage to help you catch up. Yours, in friendship and infamy, Jamie de Sabatin, Minister of Antiquities, Oddities, and Mystical Curios. You each received this letter from your friend, your partner, your occasional colleague, Jamie de Sabatin. How do you each know this trader in graves, stolen antiquities and curios and such alike? This is somebody who you either owe a favor to or have loyalty enough to want to help them on this, whatever they're up to. I will tell you. So, anybody got any ideas of how they know Jamie?
I think
Yeah, Gustav.
Gustav would know him. He occasionally, things might turn up in the library, and
Tomes, rare tomes, magical tomes.
I don't ask where they came from. You know, it's all in the pursuit of knowledge.
Yeah, so it's a business partnership.
Yeah.
A business partnership with Jamie. Perfect. Anybody else? How would you all know them?
I think in a time of desperation after my exile, I sold him an artifact that I looted from a battlefield, and I don't feel very proud about it, but I needed the money.
Yeah, and maybe this is less a favor and a bit more of a blackmail of if Jamie were to go around telling people about that, that would not be ideal. So you want to keep them sweet. And they've never been necessarily bad or wrong. They've never ill-treated you. You get the impression that they are quite arrogant, but generally quite well-hearted. And they certainly have a sense of honor and loyalty about them. So perhaps this is somebody who you're like, I'll do them a favor because I do owe them a little bit, at least for keeping that secret. Perfect. So that's Jean's.
I think for Scoth, maybe he helped procure some precious metal for an engagement ring. Don't know asking where he got it from. Doesn't matter where he got it from. He doesn't care. It's the most precious metal you can find for my diamond.
And quite an honor for a dwarf to ask a human apparently to help you with that. So clearly maybe there's an old friend. Maybe you're a lot long lived, so maybe you've known Jamie since they were a boy. Perhaps you knew their father, and their father did business with you. You're an engineer. You maybe sold some things here and there. So somebody that you've known for a very long time, and they've helped you in return. So only seems fair. What about Loga?
I think that's a good connection anyway.
Yeah, maybe the two of you both
because of it. And as soon as I found out that they provided the mineral, the diamond,
Best man instantly.
Yeah. Well, in that case, then Jamie would have the very rare honor of being named Dwarf Friend, which is a big deal in dwarf culture. So this is somebody who you genuinely, would see very favorably.
Dwarf friend.
Dwarf friend. It means a big deal. To be a dwarf friend is a very, very big deal.
And you know what, Belle? I'll get your name stricken off the book of grudges for robbing that tomb.
Very good. Very good reference. I'm a big fan of Bacchus Trot. Big fan of the old book of grudges. Finally, we have Caldwell.
I feel like at my blacksmith merchant lifestyle. A lot of adventurers were sent my way to Arma before going on adventures, but everyone that goes on Jamie de Sabatin's stupid missions always end up dead and therefore losing my wares.
Yeah.
And I figured the best way in order to procure my goods back from this man is to
follow-
go myself.
Yeah,
And
track down your goods, basically.
Yeah, and I'll say to them, I'll get you off the book of grudges.
No,
No, damn it.
doesn't work for you. You're not a dwarf. You're a half. Perfect. Well, then you have each received this letter. The two of you, obviously together, have received this letter from Jami. But you all, and this would be your first meeting. So we see on the Western Road this quite well-maintained, fortified roadhouse. And these are a common sight across the old world. Part like an inn mixed with like a small fortress. A high wall, like a stone wall, secured, with a big heavy gate, with a large inn, maybe its own grounds, like its own well, its own sort of vegetable garden, like things that can make it semi-self-sufficient, just in the odd case that, they were attacked by greenskins or chaos or beastmen or brigands. And you find this roadhouse, a little carriage station attached to it as well. But unfortunately, you were all delayed and you did not arrive until the 18th of Ulrichsite. And you arrived to find that Jamie de Sabatin has gone on ahead without you. But what does it look like when you guys first arrive? Who's the first? Who's the earliest to arrive, do we think?
Who's prompt?
I've got nothing better to do.
Yeah, so maybe it's just quite rigorous war training. You're part soldier yourself as well. It would be reflect very poorly on the court were you to arrive to an engagement late back in your old life. So maybe Jean is the first to arrive, and when you take in this site, make your way inside the common room. The old barman, a Reiklander, an Empire man called Olaf. This very large, portly man with a big mustache. He does the classic "Oh, Jamie de Sabatin. Oh, you've just missed him. He was here yesterday, but he said he couldn't wait any longer. He did say he might have some friends coming by, though. I think he left a little bit of coin to secure your carriage and have a drink. So if you'd like, miss, ma'am, lady."
A drink would be nice, thank you.
Anything in particular?
Your strongest ale.
Perfect. I love that. Love a lady who loves her ale. He goes over and he starts pouring a drink. And as you're sort of sat at the bar, he gives you this frothy, pretty good, it's not Bretonian stuff, but it's pretty good. And you sit down and you're nursing this as, somebody else arrives. Who do you think would be sort of follow up from that?
Probably fairly prompt.
Yeah. Being a scholar, it would be, again, very ill-proper to be late to lessons and things like that. So, Gustav, you make your way in, maybe sort of like it's been raining, so you're kind of shaking off your coat and things like that. And you find that this place is fairly empty. There's a couple of, local-looking travelers. There is this incredible, armored woman sat at the bar. A woman? You've never seen it before. A woman. But you sort of make your way in as well. What would Gustav do in this scenario?
Straight to the bar. Beer, bitter?
Oh, yeah. Hello, my friend. Fine ale. He starts pouring out a beer, no problem. Can I help you with something? Are you just passing by?
Yes, I was looking for, I'm going to go French. I'm sneaking over.
Join us.
Sabatin?
Oh.
Void Sabatin.
Oh, another one looking for Mr. Sabatin. No, I'm afraid that Mr. de Sabatin is not here, as I explained to this rather lovely person, this lovely woman. Unfortunately, he left yesterday. He did say that he left some coin, enough for a drink and a carriage to escort his friends. Are you one of the companions he was waiting for?
Yeah.
Ah, well, take a seat, pull up a chair. It looks like the two of you have something somewhat in common. He said that there were 3 others that should be arriving as well.
So. Fraulein? Is this you taken?
I love bringing Bryony into our guest shows because I know she will 100% hit on it. Kim, Katie, or Rhiannon. It will always be one of those 3. I love it.
Bonjour, monsieur. Yes, you may sit there.
Yeah, perfect. as you guys sit there sipping your lovely cold beer.
Door slams open, camera pans down. I come in.
A little tinkle of boots like a western.
I feel like I'm holding on to some heavily damaged horseshoes that have been ruined in the journey. Was it like raining outside? or something?
It's quite wet. It's like
Always
winter.
rains
It's like winter time as well. So it's like it's like late August. So it's kind of rainy. It's cold. There's a hearth. There's a fire roaring in the common room.
Goddamn Black Cat Roadhouse could never pick a place near me. Oh no, it has to be on the edge of nowhere. Couldn't be in Mootland, could it? I say
from
to
the
everyone around me.
Yeah, like there's a couple of like murmurs from like a couple of strangers like huddled around the fire, like. And then they go back to their.
Oh, no one ready for a good conversation these days either. These people, disgusting.
Oh, can I help you there, my friend, my
Yeah,
fellow?
looking for a goddamn cheapskate. What's his name? Jamie de Sabatin.
Oh, well, you're in luck, sir. There's these two folks here waiting for Mr. de Sabatin as well. He did leave.
Others unfortunate to know the man. Is that right? Right? Hello?
Well, if it does help your mood, sir, he did leave behind some coin for a drink. Can I get you something?
That's my best friend, that man.
I love that man.
I said, never had a bad word to him. Yeah, let's say 3 whiskeys.
I can certainly do. I'm slipping into your accent now. I can certainly do. I can do a large whiskey for you.
Oh, very good.
For you, sir. Got some lovely halfling-sized rooms. We do.
Is that so? Is that so?
But yes, he'll like pour you out like for you it's enormous. It's like a full big glass of whiskey. So for you it's like a pint of whiskey.
Oh my god!
He is a halfling. Like he is proper hobbit size. So.
Pint of whiskey.
Here, take this. It's junk. Hand over the rusted old horseshoes.
The coin's already been put aside, sir.
Just chuck it out. I don't need
Yeah,
it.
that's fine. Perfect. Well, yeah, the 3 of you sit there for a moment.
You two,
Are you always this talkative?
talkative? No. I can be quiet. I can be silent all the time. I don't need to speak at all. Right? Hello?
It's like Tom with his own intrusive thoughts.
Yeah. So you have this strange halfling man. There is probably be like there is literally the equivalent of a booster seat that needs to be applied to the stool to sit
Yeah,
at
I
the
mean,
bar.
I'll swing around to look at them, and then immediately my eyes lock in on something. I come off the stool and I run over to you and I start looking at your unbelievably beautiful broadsword. Where did you get this? I must know its tale. Let me have a look.
Please do not touch it.
Oh, come on, I won't be kind to it.
Are you some kind of smith, artisan?
I gesture to my leather apron
Filled with like hammers
Yeah.
and tools and
I-
tongs.
Jeweler?
yeah.
It is my service weapon.
Can I service it?
Give me an awareness roll. Called.
I mean, okay, my awareness is ooh.
But I will give you a bonus die to this because it is relevant to your speciality as a blacksmith. Let's see.
bonus
Let's
die?
see if you notice like anything, any flaws or any chips or any.
I have 4 dice in that case with my 3
Lovely.
initiative with the plus.
Damn.
Does being a favoured skill affect?
It won't affect the skill. It will give you an extra dice. But
Okay, right,
so
yeah,
what's
I see.
the skill number?
Well, I got 3 in there. I think it's already been boosted by it being favoured, but I have an awareness of 3 as well.
Okay, so you're looking for 3s or lower.
3s or lower. That is 1 success.
One success is fine. You, as you're sort of examining the blade, as like you're kind of chatting to Jean, you do notice, and like maybe John, you just didn't notice this. Maybe it's in a recent battle. There is a slight chip, sort of like about halfway down the blade. Not a huge one, but just a little nick in it. Easily missed by somebody without your keen eye for such things.
Well now, look at this. You got a little bit of damage in there. You gotta take better care of your weapon.
Melt. I try, but it's hard.
Don't you worry. Don't you worry. I'll go digging through my pockets for
For like a whetstone and things like that. Yeah, like you can kind of.
Now, with your permission, I will tend to your blade.
I cannot pay you for this.
I just want to look at it. It's beautiful.
Well, okay, with such kind words, then who am I?
Now,
to
I know
deny?
you've done a good job caring for it, but this thing here, that's gonna, crack out and lead into future issues. You do not want that, let me tell you.
I feel I need you to look at this blade, otherwise I feel like I don't have a choice in the matter, do I? No.
Alrighty.
All right. So Carwell, like happily, you kind of like take the blade and begin sort of like using the whetstone. You're gonna need a full-on forge to like.
It's about 3 times the size.
Yeah. Like it probably has to balance it. But no, you would probably need a full forge to like fully repair the blade. But you think you can treat it and like
just,
put some nice
some
oils on it and like
yeah.
help it prevent it from doing any more damage.
A light whetstoning.
Yeah. As you're doing this, like you kind of busy yourself with this, leaving the two to finish off your lovely beers, and I think that's the point when we hear like heavy footsteps, like like they're nature as dwarves just make them heavier and stockier as the doors kind of open as these two dwarves enter together.
Black cat. No, this is the place, Black cat.
Oh, are you alright and all, Jem? Bloody manlings and stupid signs.
I know, they're so high up. It's ridiculous. How are you supposed to read them?
I don't know, it took me 3 attempts to get the handle.
Oh, ridiculous.
Christ. Anyway, after you, my love.
Oh, thank you very much.
Not joking, I'm going first.
Okay, go on
I've
then.
got a scout there. I'll do it, right?
Okay.
So these two quite especially Loga. Loga looks old, he's wrinkled and grey.
I'm quite old,
Yeah. Well, no, you're still full of vim and vigour. You're a dwarf, but definitely looking a bit older. And then followed by his lovely wife, which is definitely still having this little streak of it. That voice is really sending me.
It's so cozy in it. It's lovely.
Isn't it just, Jem?
Yeah, there's a roaring fire. The smell of roasted pork and meat and vegetables all kind of fills the air. And yeah, you immediately see the bar. You can see frothy tankards, and there's a primal sort of urge there as dwarves. But yeah, you guys make your way in. You see it's quite a quiet looking bar. There's a halfling sharpening a huge sword on the floor.
That's weird.
It's definitely an oddity. But then yeah, the rest of the bar.
Should we get your usual, pal?
Oh, yes, please, yeah.
All right. Hey.
Hello there, friends.
All right. How's it going?
Aye, yeah, not too bad, yeah. Can I get you something, sir?
We've been on the road for a long time.
Ah,
It's time for a couple of strong stouts, I think.
I've got some lovely dwarven stouts here, if you'd like, sir. Yeah,
Make
absolutely.
sure it burns on the way down.
All right, absolutely. Well, he doesn't know that you're waiting for the Sabaton, so he's going to be like, that'll be, he'll charge you a few
Hey,
silvers.
no. Hey, we're here to meet somebody. He said he put some coin behind the bar.
Oh, are you here for Jami de Sabaton?
Aye.
Oh,
Yes.
bloody hell. Well, I think that 1, 2, 3, 4. That makes the 5 of you, so at least I know nobody else is going to be getting free drinks tonight.
Oh, that's them, is it?
All right, well, 2 stouts it is then. Yep, absolutely. And he'll go over and pour. You can see he pulls out a small barrel, engraved brass fittings, beautifully made, and you would recognise a stamp of some famous dwarven brewery as he pours it out and pours it out.
Oh, it's a good stuff.
Nice, yeah. I'm just analysing, just making sure he's got the head right.
Oh, come on.
He does all right for a man.
It's a bit off.
God, it's only a manling.
Yeah, you just got to give him a break, haven't we?
So it's down.
Yeah, cheers, pal.
Cheers, thank you very much. Thank you. Right, well, by the way, these 3 are also here for Mr. de Sabaton. I'm afraid you've just missed him. He left yesterday. I think, he said that he couldn't wait any longer. He left behind some coin for a drink and a carriage to take you to wherever you're going. I don't know, but he said to just pass on the message that he couldn't wait and you're to meet him there as quickly as possible. He says, where did he say? Hugelstock, I think.
Oh, okay, we shouldn't have stopped at that other pub before, love.
We shouldn't have. I'm fucking tanked, honestly.
Oh, no, me too.
You have to carry me over, I think.
That would be the first time.
Well, he's
Sorry.
Jeez. Let's go meet these fuckers, eh?
What's the deal with that sword over there?
I don't know. It can't be his, right?
No way.
What the hell?
He's twice the size of him.
I'm really blissfully just whistling a half tune as I to a rhythm of just scraping away at this thing.
What's Gustav's take of all of this?
Interesting character. I think perhaps he is a few wheels short of a cart, yeah? I would be studying this one.
Perfect. Perfect. I love it. So you're sort of admiring Cardwell, sort of like curiously, like looking over. Perfect. All right. Well, yeah. I'd leave the like. This is like your introduction to each other in some cases before you make your way on the road.
Introducing the light of my life, the beauty of the bog.
It's the best one yet.
It's my beautiful wife and I, Scald and Loga. Scott. Sorry, it's
You
me.
are tanked.
My
goodness
Do you
me.
remember her, though?
I do remember.
Christ, she were pretty.
My goodness me.
Ended up with you.
She was a look. I don't know how that
Christ.
happened.
Anyway,
Anyway, yes.
Loga and what's your name again?
you
I'm
fucking
joking.
idiot.
Scoth.
I'm Scoff. This is Logue. He's my diamond.
These dwarfs, I think they are swingers,
Did
yeah?
you say Logar?
Loga, yes.
You said Logue.
I know, I'm just ripping his chain. Has he got my name wrong?
Christ, she's good at that and all.
That's what you get.
Where you two are? You know Jamie? Jamie?
Jamie.
Jamie, yes.
Jamie, it's pronounced that.
Sounds the same to me.
All right, what's your name?
Huh?
What's your name?
Oh, Caldwell. Dwell.
Caldwell, pleasure. And you?
Gustav Schreiber.
Great. Manling.
Another one.
Right.
What's your name?
Bonjour, madame, monsieur.
Christ.
Je m'appelle Jean. Jean-Claude.
Pleasure to meet you.
Absolute I go on a knee. Pleasure.
Oh no, calm down. You're all right. Present company.
Sorry. Take a seat, Jim. Go on.
No,
Your knees. It's your knees.
I
Go on, have a seat.
Thank you. I didn't
Yeah, have
want
a
to. Sorry,
seat.
I'm so proud. I didn't want to show any pain. My
Like,
knees.
oh, you stiffly
The
get up on
cold
the
really
chair.
gets it.
It's all right. I'll do a little shoulder rub
I'll
behind you.
capitulate. Oh,
So wait, how did you know that? Hold on a second. I'll take a glug of the whiskey and then spit it onto the sword.
Yep.
There you go, good as new. How did you know this Sabaton man?
Oh, we got way back.
way back. We know this was a weird lad. Weird lad.
That's so.
You found. Oh, you tell the story.
It was amazing. So, to surprise Loga, right before we got engaged.
I'm dragging a wooden stool, like really loud. Sorry.
Please, monsieur, let me help you with that.
Thank you very much.
Our little Jamie here, well, his family are quite good at finding precious metals and things,
Aye.
and like,
On
you
par
know,
with a dwarf.
diamonds, jewels, and all that stuff. Don't know where he get them from, but they always get them somehow. Don't know how,
good
but
stuff,
anyway,
aye.
yeah, it's good stuff. And then what happened was, I asked him. I said, "Hey,
did ask.
here's some coin.
That's
Can
what she said.
bring me back the brightest gem for my diamond?"
Brightest gem for me.
And we fought, and he did. He blooming did it
bloody
all.
did it
He
and all.
found a beautiful diamond
Aye,
and
best
forged
one I
it.
seen.
Look, show him your
I'll show him the
engagement
diamond.
ring.
Hold on. Here you go.
In that, we made that. We made that for him in that beautiful.
Rather exceptional diamond. Fine dwarven.
It's the
metal chip.
chunkiest sausage-like hands you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like
They're
King Charles.
thick thing.
The ring is like that.
But it's like muscular as well. Like these like grip, like strong.
And also, it looks like it's struggling to like not break under the density of his skin. It's like it's too small.
Prince King
Are we
Charles.
talking about the same man? Because for all the people that he sent out with my wares, none of that's came back to me. And he's giving you diamonds and rings and shit.
Aye.
Well, that's just what he does. It's what he's very good at.
And if he doesn't, it would be bad news for him.
He'll go in the book. If
So
he's,
maybe it's a little bit of a threat.
yes,
I like the sound of that. I like the sound of that.
straight in the book he goes.
It's right in the book.
Now, what book are we talking about again?
Book of Grudges doesn't matter. Anyway,
Right,
how do
okay.
you all know Sabaton?
In a similar professional manner, he lost it again.
Ja.
Ja, bitte, natürlich. Oh, ja. He bring me so viele Bücher. I like many books.
Scholarly.
Oh, brilliant!
Book read this one.
Ah, yeah.
What's your favourite fact?
I guess, is it true about the women also having the beards?
Yes, sometimes they do. Yeah, my cousin, her beard's amazing.
Oh, you
So
plait that for
thick.
days.
I did. It took me weeks
It
to
took
plait
a
that
long
thing.
time. She can't grow for a shite.
I've tried.
Bless her.
I put oils on, creams, all
Don't work
sorts.
at all.
Not a hair. I don't know.
Beautiful long locks though
So-
on her. She makes up for it, don't you?
Yeah, my jeans are all fucked.
Aye. Thunder in the bog.
Do a weave. Bring it round. Bring it round.
I couldn't. Oh, maybe I should do that.
That's a
I've got enough on the top.
Hey.
You're brilliant. I've only known you 5 minutes and you're already brilliant. You should have come to our wedding. Should have been amazing.
What does Jean think of all of this? Because I can see Kim's face, but I want to know the characters. Like, what's the character doing and how they feeling?
She's pretty much just seat back, like, just letting them talk, drinking her ale very quietly, kind of thinking about how her life, once glorious and wonderful, has wound up here.
Once when the lady's favour was upon you and you charged into battle alongside your glorious fellow knights and defended the realms, but
They told me it would be dark
days.
times. I didn't realise just how dark.
How dark. As you sit here in this kinda shitty roadside tavern, drinking all right ale, listening to this madness.
A halfling's just
with the
spat whiskey all over
your
my blade.
lovely sword.
Trust me.
So with that, I think we flash back now as we hear, whoa, as the carriage driver attempts to, I'm going to roll for the carriage driver here to see if they can swerve the carriage out of the way of this obstacle, basically. I'm going to be rolling 3d10s, and I am looking for threes, I'd say, for a carriage driver. Okay, he got a success. So I'm going to add a complication because it's only one success. So he swerves, and the horses, they are like draft horses. They're quite sickly, but he does manage to corral them and pulls them off as you skirt off the road towards this sort of very dirt-like woodsman's path, weaving through the woods. But I think I'm going to ask every one of you to do a dexterity roll to see if you can kind of keep your balance and not be knocked over.
Oh, I got 4 for this.
You roll
Oh,
three.
actually, forgive me, this is going to sound weird, but I remember this being up in the skills. Make it a stealth roll, because stealth covers moving carefully and keeping your balance and things. Yeah.
Changed a lot for me as well.
Yeah.
Better for me.
Successes.
Okay.
Do we still?
Oh wait, no, it's worse for me.
If it's a favoured one, do we get an extra? Or is that
No,
just
so no,
for-
that favoured is just for when you're advancing. So I gave you that extra dice because it was your speciality lore when you were like, oh, the beastmen, I know their weaknesses and things like that.
No.
No successes?
No.
One success.
One success. This is going to be very important for you, Logan, because you're up on the roof.
Oh, shit.
Nil point.
Nil point.
Nil point.
Nil point.
Eins.
One success. Those of you who got a success, you managed to kind of keep your footing as the whole carriage like goes up on 2 wheels. It's a tight turn as the horses swerve to the side. Those of you who failed are fall prone.
Which way does the carriage tilt? Because I'm like hanging out of a window right
I'm going to
now.
say it tilts on the axis closest to Scoth. So you're like in the window, so you fall back in.
Right, okay,
And
good.
you land like, so I think that you and Jean failed. So the two of you go down in a pile in the middle of the carriage. Like you're like, landed on top of each other. Scoth, you managed to keep hold. Gustav, you managed to kind of like keep yourself upright as well. But Logan, you fall prone up on the roof and you slide. What do you guys do? I'm going to say that you're like now hanging off the side of the carriage.
See my little feet.
Like on the lower half of it, right? So like your feet are like kicking the dirt like
Crap!
as we're going to begin a brand new round of combat.
Okay.
Now, with the and one last thing, because it was technically the enemies would have gone just before as this all happens. You hear another like from this like horn that one of these ungors, these beastmen are carrying, and 3 more of them are going to rush up towards the carriage. 2 are going to go for where now Logar is like hanging helplessly off the side. 2 of them are rushing towards you. The other one is going to come to the other side, which has now landed back on 4 wheels, which I think only Gustav is currently in a position to do anything about, as it's going to rush up there. And those 3 archers are now in range to start taking shots as well. But you guys, in rounds of combat, you will take your initiatives first, and you decide the order.
Right.
It's completely up to you. Then all of the bad guys go.
Okay.
I shout, help! They're gonna shoot me arse!
Can Scoth go first?
Yeah?
can Scoff like try and swing her great hammer, like out of the door and like try and make a foothold for Loga?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'd say what that's going to be is you're going to give the help action to Loga, and the way that helping in this works is you still make a skill test, but it might be different to the one that Logar has to make.
Okay.
In this case, it's actually going to be the same one. It's going to be a brawn roll.
Brawn, cool.
Any successes you get translate into bonus dice for Logar. So if you get 1 success, he gets 1 extra dice.
Nice.
You get 3 successes, he gets 3 extra dice on his roll. So it's pretty big, the help action in this.
Cool.
So yeah, you're going to make a brawn roll.
Okay, so I roll 3 and I'm looking for 2 and under.
Yeah, 2 and under.
Fail on all 3.
Fail on all 3. So you swing, and is it a great, it's like a two-handed hammer?
Two-handed hammer, yeah.
Yeah, so you swing with too much force and you kind of slam into the carriage and you hear maybe like the axle crunch. And Logar, one of your hands now drops and you're now holding on by one hand. Like,
What are you doing? I was trying to make a foothold for
as like the whole carriage shakes. You're like, oh, fuck. So that's going to be your action, unfortunately, in this.
Yeah.
In this, by the way, on your turn, you can take an action, and you can do what's called an incidental. So that might be like moving one zone, or it might be like getting something out of your bag, or something like that. Generally, you can do as many incidental. You can do like 1 incidental and 1 action. Okay. So you guys decide who takes next turns and things as well. So.
The carriage has come to a stop, right? Because of the roadblock.
No, the carriage has swerved off and is now following like a woodland path. Like this is like the carriage is bumping everywhere. Trees are like whipping at the side.
So for the people that are sort of prone at the moment, is that our entire turn to like get up with everything, or
you have to, you would basically, so in this, to get rid of any condition, you can take an action called the recover action, which if you flip over your cheat sheets, it will be on there. So it's your action to basically try and recover, basically.
If I pick them up, do they get to do?
I would, so the recover action you can actually use on yourself or an ally in close range. So that would be, you would take the recover action to try and pull them up, basically.
I'm going to try and pull up Caldwell.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. So I believe, I could be wrong on this, I'm still learning the rules as well, but I believe that you can just do that. I don't think it requires a check to get rid of the prone condition. Some conditions might need a check to get rid of, but I'm going to say you literally just reach down and pull him to his feet. But that is going to be your action on this turn, Gustav. So like you reach down, I've got, and pull him up, maybe by his britches. You're like, as you pull him up.
I do not like seeing you on top of the beautiful Fraulein.
I like being on top of the beautiful Fraulein.
The other way that you can remove the prone condition is you sacrifice your free movement, so you basically can't move. But now Caldwell can move and take an action as well, because you've done that.
Right, if I go next?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's your guys' choice.
No, I do mind.
Okay.
No, please go.
Leave him dangling.
Need to get this goddamn wagon back on the goddamn road! And I want to, if we are veering off to the right, for example,
Yeah.
I want to kick open the door to the left and almost, does the wheel itself have like brakes or something? I almost want to...
No, but you could try and jury-rig something. I am going to make it like, there is one thing, as you kick open that door, there is one of these ungors, these beast men. So it's like the top half of like a very scrawny but ropey, muscular kind of looking figure with a single sort of horn out of its head. And it's got this nasty looking spear, and it's like running alongside as you kick open this door. It's right in front of you.
Oh, shit! In that case, can I imagine in the scuffle I would have like dropped that sword that I had before.
You don't have to have done. Like, that's a very specific thing I could have done to you, but if you'd like to say that, yeah.
Tom.
I
loves it.
will say that I have.
Sure.
I almost want to, like, I kick open the door, lean out, see this thing, and in the action of pulling myself back in, I almost want to grab the thing's, like, horn, slam it into the wall as I go back into the thing.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully, it falls, hits the wheel, breaks the wheel, we spin back onto the road, launch over the logs, fly to heaven.
We'll see if any of that happens. Now, I will say, if you roll 3 successes here, maybe that does happen. So this is, it's called a total success.
Okay.
With this, that is going to be a brawn roll because it's an unarmed strike, basically.
That's fine.
You're trying to grab this guy and slam him into the wall.
I am a blacksmith, so I have quite a lot of strength and indeed brown. Where's all my dice gone? That one will do. Right, so I have 3 dice, and I'm rolling
number are you
less
looking
than 3s. I don't.
No.
No, 985 German.
985. You go to reach out towards this thing, and it kind of ducks its head to the side, and you kind of whoa, and you have to like steady yourself as you fail to grab this thing.
Sure.
That's gonna be your action.
That's me.
You guys can't really use your movement right now because you're all on a carriage. The only movement you can do is if you want to move up to the driver's seat. That's pretty much the only zone you can go to, unless you want to abandon the carriage. But there is a lot more of these things behind you. I do not advise
Another
it.
one of those fuckers just outside.
All right, so I think only Jean and Loga have to go now.
I'm going to move to the side that Loga is dangling from.
You're prone, right? So you
I'm
would use your
prone,
movement
so
to
I-
stand up. But you're in the same zone, so you can
Okay.
still do stuff. Yeah.
So get up, try to go to where Loga is, and pull him back into the carriage.
Sure. Okay. So I'd say it's going to be the same thing. This is because it's not really a condition. Like he's in a danger. So this is a brawn roll to basically try and hoif him into this narrow carriage.
Wait for me.
I've only got 2, so 8 and a 1.
So is one a success?
Yes, so I've got 2 brawn.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
2
you
and under.
and you were trying to get 2 and under. So that's the help action. So Ologa on his turn, you're reaching out, you're pulling out a hand to help him up.
Yeah.
Your turn, if you want to get up off and pull yourself back in, it's a brawn roll, but you have an extra die now because of the help action.
I'm just holding my hand out and going, Mon ami!
Oh, we had 3, and now I'm up 4.
Yeah, 4. And what score are you trying to beat?
2 and under.
2 and under as well on that one.
Yay! I got 1.
You got 1 success, and that's enough. So you kind of grab onto Jean's hand. Jean pulls you up.
What's the ring?
This carriage is now very tightly packed. It's not really meant for 5 people, but you can just all squeeze in here. These things.
Oh no, I fell on you. Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's all of you have taken a turn now, right?
Please get off.
Apologies.
Right.
Loga, come on, what you doing?
Sorry.
In that case,
Mademoiselle, collect your husband.
I'm trying. He's such a mess.
Did no one hear me? Another one of those things outside.
well, it's more than one
this?
because the 2 that were coming for Logar, there are 3 of them now. There are also the 3 archers. Now, the archers, you're in a big wooden box. You've got loads of cover. They're not going to try and shoot you. They're going to try and shoot the horses, unfortunately. I'm sorry, Bryony.
Too far.
I know. That is unfortunately, it's a miss on the first one.
Unfortunately. Hold on.
It's a miss on the second one.
Whose side do you want?
What a shame.
Horses are going straight to a slaughterhouse.
Or
be better
the
for-
very last one. So these, flurry of arrows, and it's dark, it's raining. I was actually giving a penalty on these shooting attacks as well. But one arrow thuds in. You hear like as the wagon gets hit. I'm gonna see if anything happens to this wagon.
Not Tony.
Tony!
Tony!
Whoa! So the horse whinnies and it kind of bucks and breaks and it snaps the part of the harness that's holding it to the wagon, and the horse gets free. And it darts off into the woods. Now, one horse is still attached, but the carriage slows down significantly. Yeah.
Don't tell me, be free.
Well, I hate to tell you this, but some of the beastmen chasing you definitely peel off in that direction. Yummy, yummy horse. They're going to go chasing after that. But you also have another problem because 3 more of these things are in melee range. So I am going to
Did
make.
just kick open the door.
I'm going to make some attacks. We'll start with Caldwell.
Yeah.
So I'm going to attack you, Caldwell. You are going to defend against this.
Okay.
So you have a weapon in hand. Oh, no, you don't have a weapon.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have another weapon on you?
No,
You have no weapon on you.
I have just my sword.
Then
that
I'm
I have-
afraid
it's on the floor, but yeah.
You are
yeah.
defenseless.
I am defenseless.
Which means I just need 1 success to hit you.
You're not going to, so. What are they rolling? How many are they rolling?
3d10.
Yeah.
I'm looking for 3s or lower.
That's likely, isn't it?
Well, just barely. I got 1 success. So this would be 4 damage. Now, does that beat your resilience?
My resilience is 4.
So it equals 2.
Yeah.
I believe if it equals 2, it does count. So you
Okay.
take a wound, Caldwell.
Ah, damn.
Now, in this
So-
game, you don't actually have hit points, right? We're not going to track individual hit points, but when you get hit, basically it comes down to if your armor protects you, you don't take a wound, but you become staggered. If you get hit again while you're staggered, you either have to give ground or take a wound or fall prone. But wounds slowly build. So can you roll a d10 for me, please, Tom?
Yeah, I have 4 spaces, on my sheet here, 4 wounds, and whether or not they've been treated or cared for or whatever, I can have more.
Yeah.
So, do I just mark these off?
Well, roll a d10 for me, please. So every time you get a wound,
it's a random wound.
It's a d10 roll. For every additional wound you have, you add another d10,
Oh, cool.
and then I consult a wounds table, my favourite.
Very happy.
Yes, I'm very happy about this.
Tom loves a
Come
wound.
on.
So on the first wound, I will tell you now, it can be bad if you roll high, but most of the lower ones.
If I roll high, if I roll high, like a 10.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Bro.
Crushed rib. Hideous crunch.
Why does this happen in every
I
game
love
I
it.
play?
You invite it.
Every
All right.
every character I play
manifest.
has a
Yeah.
rib crushed.
Right, crushed rib. A hideous crunch from your rib cage heralds a burst of pain. Your next test is grim. Until this wound is treated, you suffer the drained condition. Now, the good news is this wound, if treated, will go away after a night's rest.
Good news,
Sleep
everyone.
no.
More severe wounds can take a lot longer to heal.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Drained condition.
Trained, yes.
Your concentration and fighting strength is compromised by sickness or exhaustion. You cannot gain bonus dice on tests. No tests you make are glorious unless you spend fate to make them. Dice penalties and the grim effect still apply.
God damn. So also, for reference, Grim
Yes,
is,
I was going to explain this. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, so for every test I do now, there's 2 different things.
only your
that,
next test. Only your next
sorry,
test.
yeah, but in the equivalent to, I guess, advantage or disadvantage is Grim. Anytime I roll a success in my test,
You have to re-roll
I
them.
have to re-roll them. Whereas
Glorious.
glorious tests are the exact opposite, where anytime you roll a fail with your dice, you
Yes.
re-roll them in hopes of getting a success.
Now,
with those.
before you add this wound, sorry, I'm going to remind you guys that you have a resource called Fate. Now, Fate can be spent and it can be burned. You have a certain number of fate points. You always start with that amount of fate when we play. But if you burn fate, you permanently reduce your fate score by 1. So you get less fate in later games.
Okay.
There is a way to regain fate that you've burned, but it's a downtime thing that takes a very long time. So you could burn a point of fate to completely ignore that wound if you want. Or just take it.
I'll keep it for now.
Sure,
I'm
I love it.
Yelling at everyone else. There's another one in.
So I think this thing, and it's like it stabs you, and through your thick, like blacksmith's apron, it doesn't pierce the flesh, but it hits you with enough force that you feel like a rib stab. So you are wounded.
Bruh.
Loga, you and your lovely wife, they're going to make an attack against each of you. We'll start with you,
off.
Loga. They are.
Then you touch my body.
Not you.
So now you do have a weapon in hand.
Do I?
Yeah, you got it freed, like it was freed.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, Scoff
Thought
freed
I
it.
was grabbing onto the top.
No, I think like you still had your axe.
Between my teeth.
Yeah, exactly. It was like on your back.
Butt cheeks.
He's got feral.
Because you have a weapon, you can defend against this.
Okay,
So
cool.
you're going to do the same thing I was doing earlier when you opposed the roll. So you are going to roll defense this time.
Okay.
So if you check it out, what's your defense?
My defense is 2 with a roll of 3 dice.
So 3 dice, but you're looking for 2s and lower.
Yeah.
All right, I'm rolling the same thing on
I
mine.
did not do that. That didn't happen.
Did you roll badly?
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Right. Use a fate.
I got 2 successes.
I'm gonna roll fate.
Okay, well, I do have the cheat sheet there. It will tell you what you can spend fate on.
Yes, I'm going to spend fate to
I believe you can
make a test.
re-roll.
Reroll failures. So I can reroll all 3 of these.
Is that spending fate or burning fate?
Spend fate to make a test glorious. Reroll failures.
There you go. Okay.
1 fate for all 3?
I believe so. It's if they all fail. Another failure. Yep. All 3 fail. All 3 fail. I got 2 successes that time. Which means that
So we spend them one at a time.
Yes, I believe you can only spend fate once. That would normally be 5 damage from me. Now, what's your resilience score?
The resilience is 5.
Unfortunately, that goes through, I believe. I will double check that during our break.
Something's
but that is a
penetrated me.
wound. So,
Roll a d10 and
roll a
don't
d10,
get
please.
All right. That's an 8.
Oh, shaking grip, shock, or temporary nerve damage jolts down your arm. Drop what you are holding in a random hand.
Comes for us all.
Until this wound is treated, you cannot use the aim action. So your axe goes tumbling out of the carriage into the
Nessie!
and is left behind.
No! Shy, it's my hand.
Your hand!
I saw the fucking gaming I do.
I would rather you died than your hand get broken.
Now, it's important to know you do still have a wound, because if you take another wound, the roll gets worse. So
be
this
fair, that's all
painful
of us,
jolt
right?
knocks the weapon out of your hand. And
Oh no, I had that since I was a wee baby.
does it fall? I'm gonna roll a d10. If I get an even, it falls outside. If I roll an
I
odd,
thought it comes
It
back.
embeds in one of us.
10.
10 even, it's outside. Silver great axe.
It's a silver great axe. He goes.
It's thick mud. Thick mud.
His brow furrows deeper, as if it could.
Yeah.
Extra wrinkles appear.
Oh, I've not seen that look for a long time.
I'm going to Scarf. Unfortunately, you two are both there. One's going to attack you as well, as you're both by the open door.
My brow bounce it off.
Now, do you have a weapon in hand? You have your great hammer.
Yes, I do, yeah.
So you get to do the same thing. You get to roll defense against
Okie
this.
dokie. So defense is I'm rolling 3 for 2 or under.
Okay. Don't forget you have fate and things like that as well.
Yes.
All of those have failed, so I'm going to roll a fate.
You got 2.
Also, some weapons let you add a dice to
A
defense
3
rolls
and
as
a
well.
thing.
Yeah, mine does.
Yeah.
I'm rolling under.
Oh, that's a 9.
Yeah, it's a
I
lot.
thought it was a 2. My bad.
All right, I'm burning.
Those are very different numbers.
It's
like a
all my
fancy
failures
two.
So you're going to
again.
spend a fate and then
Yep.
you're going to reroll your failures?
I've got 1 success, a 2.
That is just enough. I also roll 1 success, so you do deflect it.
Oh.
So you manage to parry this strike as this Ungor.
You're not getting the ball of us!
It's just huffing and breathing and in this kind of bestial fury. That is all the bad guys go.
Oh, nice.
So we go to the top of a brand new round. The wagon is going to press on. You can see that he's following this kind of like trail, like woodsman's trail, and is trying to like speed the horses through it. But the carriage is slowing down, and he's now whipping. He's like, yeah, come on, like whipping this thing to like make it go faster to try and keep ahead of the horde behind you. But you can see you're reaching the edge of like this pocket of trees now, and there seems to be light and something out in the distance on the fields, like out on these kind of like stony field moors, and you can see they're running for that, leaving the woods behind you at that point. But maybe another few seconds here that you're going to be under threat. So there are 3 of these creatures basically hanging off the wagon at this point, like trying to get inside, attacking you guys. The archers now can't really see you because of the cover of the trees and everything else, but you still have these 3 creatures to deal with. So I hand it over to you guys. What turns order would you like to make?
Who wants to go first?
I will.
Okay, Loga.
Fucking feral. I'm gonna, from one of my belt pocket sheaths is a little dagger.
Perfect.
Let me have him, Jim!
Yeah, perfect. Go for it. So this is a melee attack.
Yes. Melee would be with 3. 1 success. Wait, that's a 10, so that's 1. 2 successes.
That's really good because I got 1 success. So you actually, it tries to block you, but you manage to like shove its spear out of the way and plunge your knife into its face.
It's only 2 damage.
Plus you got 2 successes though, right?
3 damage.
That's it. So is it, what's the damage on
S
that?
-1. Strength is 2 because of the -1, plus 2
1 plus
successes.
2, so 3 damage.
3 damage.
Okay. This thing does have a resilience of 4, so you don't wound it. And because it's a minion, what you do is you stagger it. So now this creature's kind of reeling as you've got like it's trying to hold your knife back. If it's
Let me stab you!
No.
What's your name? You're going in the crotches.
It doesn't speak language.
Right, beastie one.
If it's
Remember
staggered
that.
again,
Beastie
it
one.
takes a wound instead, so it will die if it's staggered again.
Right.
All right. So Logan, that's your action. You try and jab this thing. You're kind of wrestling with it, like trying to plunge the knife. Very Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah. Oh, God. Christ.
Who would like to take a turn?
No.
As they can half leap in, I keep calling her half for some reason. Scoff, come up behind Logo, just like over his shoulders with the great hammer and
Yeah,
get this.
I mean, the
same
2 of you have
beast.
basically got 2 of these things right in front of you.
Yeah.
One's attacking you, one's attacking Logo. You can turn around and smack the one fighting Logo.
Yeah, and because he's staggered, I get a +1 to my melee.
Oh, perfect. That's right, because you're a Longbeard.
Yes.
Perfect. So get another D10 out there.
Where are you, pal? There you are. You're hiding from me. So, melee attack. So, with my sword, that's strength +3. That's my damage. So, I'm looking for 3 on 4 dice. 1 success.
Okay.
One success. I only got one success.
Okay.
So that means that I do deflect it 'cause like I got enough successes. So even though it's kind of staggered, it manages to kind of like shove its spear and sort of knock you off kilter as you go and try and strike this thing.
You bastard!
Yeah, unfortunately, still up.
Beautiful voice.
Really echoes around your brain, doesn't
Angelic.
All right, but that's going to be Scott's action.
You should hear me singing in the shower.
Oh, it's hard not to.
You say this as like you're wrestling with this thing, like she's trying to beat it, it's trying to stab her. Like, who wants to say next turn? Bronckley.
Sake of the extra dice, I'm gonna give unwanted advice.
Yeah.
Around.
Nice.
So again,
You just want to try and like
yeah.
like use your knowledge of beastmen. Sure. So roll recall again with an extra dice because this is your special subject as a scholar.
Tom's giving me a German die.
No.
It's a D10, but it's just in German.
Oh well, Bronckley's actually one of the few people.
Perfect.
Yeah, bitter.
Did you add your extra dice?
I-
Because this is your special subject.
was
yeah. Dry, so that.
2 successes?
Yeah.
Perfect, yeah. So you can choose somebody to give a +1 dice to. And I think this is like, that like beastmen, their eyes kind of like analyze, like they don't have full sort of like ocular vision at some point, so they have blind spots. And you can probably direct that to Jean if you wanted to.
Go for the blind spot. Hit him in the eye.
This is
That's
so
Auga.
He's a genius.
So useful.
If you hit them with a sword, they might die.
I mean, mechanically this works, so I don't know what you want from me.
Please, could you get?
I can't help the role-playing that much, you know.
We're giving it a go.
Please, could you get the dwarf woman to stop singing?
It's beautiful. Oh, it's not everywhere. Get on the stage, coach.
Favourite, she sang it already. Throughout the whole fucking thing.
Oh, well, quick, kill me. I'm going to gently move Caldwell into the carriage, and then go for the beastman that's attacking on
just
that
broken
side.
his rib, basically. Yeah, go for it.
Oh god, that wasn't wrong.
Now this one can defend itself, so I'm going to roll defense on this one.
3, 5, and a 9, so 1 success.
1 success. No successes from me that time.
Oh, okay, so 7 points of damage.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
You just stab forward with your great sword, like just absolutely puncture this thing through the chest, tip it to the side as it slides off the blade, as it is wiped out. Just throw to the side of the carriage. Probably quite difficult to like the only problem is you turn and like maneuvering your great sword to strike
Elbow
behind is going to be
yourself in
really
the face.
tricky. Yeah.
Oh, pardon.
It's definitely going to be tricky to try and maneuver, but you managed to slay one outright perfectly.
Gosh, she's good.
Caldwell.
So good.
Have you thought about swinging?
I am not interested.
These dwarves are kinky, yeah?
I will, still holding on to my ribs and breathing very heavily. I could pick up my sword, but instead...
There are other things you can do. Like I said, you can try the help action. There are like, you can also try and recover. You can try and like attend to your wound temporarily.
So there's only one left, right?
There are 2 left fighting the 2 dwarves. One of them is staggered and is, got a dagger in its face and it's desperately trying to protect itself, but one is looking pretty weak.
Okay. I mean, I mechanically know that my next test is grim.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna just swing around and try and punch the thing.
Yeah, okay.
I
So
know
it's another brawn.
I know it's probably going to fail.
It's a brawn roll, and
I
it's grim.
am not bending down right now to pick up my sword.
No, that's true.
gonna
That would be
hurt like
worse.
sin.
Yeah.
You're so close to the floor already.
Yeah, you are right. But just a brawn. Brawn is better than my melee, than my
brawn-
sword skills. Sorry.
You're
to say.
obviously a halfling brawler. You've been in too many pub
Yeah.
fights.
Oh yeah. That is. Oh my god. Two successes.
That's going to be my 1 success on defense. Now, I can't remember. I might need to look it up. I'm going to make a ruling now. I'll look it up. I think with an armor strike, what's your strength score?
My strength is 3.
3.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that this does 3 damage. Now,
Scrap.
it is less than its resilience, but if you go for the one that's already
I was
staggered,
going for the staggered one. Yes, yeah.
So I like the what does this look like? Is this like a punch? Is it like a drop kick? Like keep in mind that like the two dwarves are like blocking the way.
I won't bend down to pick up my sword.
Just a blow halfling.
Oh God! Why did I do that? Oh wait, I need to re-roll my successes.
That's true.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's
I had
grim.
2 successes. I got 1 success.
Oh, but I did get one successful on my defense. So I like the idea that this creature sort of like just sees you coming and throws itself
Yeah,
to
I
the
literally
side.
just like while holding my ribs, just do like a really weak sort of to try and hit the thing.
But yeah, just thumps against it. So with that, it's the bad guy's go.
Yes.
The staggered one is just gonna try and attack, I think. Shut up! I hate
That's
them.
the beastman.
That is the beast.
Significantly less threatening now.
It is gonna try and stab you. So you give me a defense roll, Loga. Well, you do have your dagger, so you can still protect yourself.
Okay.
I don't know if daggers have an effect on attacks.
No, it's stealth. I got 1 success.
That's enough. So you manage to kind of like deflect its spear as it tries to jab you with the top of its spear.
Cool.
The other one is going to go for your lovely wife.
Better not.
So defense roll from Scott.
Damn. 0 is high, isn't it? So that is it. Failures all around.
That's okay, because I failed as well. So the two of you sort of flail at each other. As a complication for this thing, because it failed to attack you, I think that I'm probably going to have it sort of like lose footing, and it kind of slips back and is like now effectively prone. It's like hanging onto the side of the carriage as it's flailing to try and get you. But the two creatures are unable to do anything, basically.
Cool.
The rest of the herd, as the carriage now is beginning to pull away from the woods, as it weaves its way through this woodland trail, kind of brushes and branches battering away at the carriage. The stoic driver just kind of hunkered down, trying to keep the horses going, the one horse going. Eventually you break free of the tree line and you begin rolling your way through sort of very, quite, not sickly, but rather thin on the ground wheat fields. As it's kind of, nearing sort of the end of autumn, most of the crops are kind of like, dying and failing away. But you begin making your way across open land and you see that most of the creatures behind you have actually, they're not coming out of the tree line. They remain sort of lurking in the and huffing and puffing in the tree line. But these two that have launched onto you, they're still there. They're not going to give up now, especially now that they're in this particular scenario. So the rest of the horde fails away as the horse begins to slow as it makes its way to what you believe must be Hugelstrock. But these two creatures are still there and they do pose a threat. So I hand it over to you guys.
I'm going to fucking nut him.
Yeah, you just want to go for a nut, a headbutt?
It's actually better than mine.
So go for a brawn.
So I got, brawn.
Yes, it would be
About the
brawn.
same, actually. Can I punch then?
It's brawn. Brawn is like unarmed strike, basically.
Very well. Cool. Nope.
Nope, no defenses for me either. So.
He's so wriggly.
Yeah, you guys, it's just like really scrappy. Like,
Jim,
you've got
hold him
this
down.
knife,
I'm
but, like,
trying.
he's staggered. Like, you're not quite able to like find purchase with it. As the two of you are like hanging onto the side of this carriage, just like you're kind of exchanging blows. Like, probably you're punching him. He's like kicking you, but it's just not doing
getting
enough.
anywhere, yeah.
Not getting anywhere. So that's your action, Logo.
Can I get another help tip from Gustav over here?
Of course.
Anything else?
Let me think. Oh, sneaking dice in there.
Oh,
yeah, 2 success.
So yeah, same thing. So that's 2. Actually, sorry, I should have done this last time because it's 2 success on a help. It's 2 extra dice.
la.
Yeah, because
What
the help
dice
is
do you
always.
give?
Try to hit them.
Oh, really?
He's wriggling around.
At any particular point?
Oh, right now would be good.
So I like the idea that there's a little, just to try and make this make sense, there's a little bit of like Sherlock Holmesing where like Gustav can see the point, like, oh, he's the beastman's like on the door and it's swinging back closed and it's like, oh, good, strike now. And then you just happen to launch an attack.
Oh, 5, 8, 6, 10.
So nothing, no successes, right?
You could fate it if you wanted.
You could spend a fate to re-roll.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's,
Yeah.
to re-roll is just spend, not burn.
Yeah. Especially with 4 dice. That's a load of dice.
Ein Success.
Ein Success.
Une point.
Which is German for 12.
That is going to be enough. I'm going to say like that fails on the success on defense rolls. So what does this look like? You know, with this is this with the greatsword?
Yes.
So you sort of twist and turn to like be able to like use this thing.
Pardon, excuse.
Yeah, and then just plunge it down.
Yeah, there's no finesse.
It's probably
here.
not like a big sweep.
No.
This is probably like you literally like jab it in between the gap of where Loga is, and you just strike the creature in the chest. Blood splits as its chest opens up. There's a putrid smell, Loga. Just this thing reeks. But it loosens its and then boom, 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 falls to the ground and falls through.
Well, I say about doing that in the carriage, Loga. My goodness me.
That wasn't me! That
That
was
smells like one of yours.
That was Beastie One!
Oh, it's worse.
Come on! I owe my life to you twice now.
Oh, Lady of the Lake, please take me back into your loving embrace. I will do anything to be back into your service.
We still have 2 actions left. There is 1 creature remaining.
Yeah, I guess Scoff will just keep trying to swing at this thing.
Swing with the hammer.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep
Go for
going.
it.
Woo! Fails all around.
Same. Like you were just like I just rolled 3
Trading
10s. by
blows.
the
It's
way.
just not happening.
They're like,
Yeah. And the person who's really good at killing is slowly whittling these things down, but the other person who's supposed to be good at killing just lost his axe and is just like as the 2 of you sort of scramble around. But yeah, Logo, you bring the hammer, you smash the hammer into the side. I'm not going to give any more complications at this point. I think that's fine. But yeah, you just struggle to like really get a good blow in on this creature as it's just gripping onto the side, snarling, trying to plunge at you. Oh, you would have had 1 more dice because it was prone. I did knock it prone from its failed attempt.
No.
No.
I'm trying.
I will finally pick up my sword after all this time.
Yay!
And I will, just stumble over and
Well,
try
you're no
to-
longer grim. Like you've kind of like
Yeah, I don't have
kind
to-
of suffer through the pain
Yeah.
now.
I do have drained, but that doesn't...
Can't get any bonus
doesn't affect
dice.
this,
but yeah.
yes. So does that count for the bonus?
That's for the prone, yeah.
Oh,
So-
okay. In that case, my weapon skill, I will just try to just stab down on this thing.
I love it.
I only have 2 weapon skill, and I need to roll less than 2s. Huge roll! God!
Take it that's a fail.
I'll fate it.
Oh, sure.
1 success.
1 success. I am not going to roll for this thing. I think that you kind of squeeze past Logo, who's like trying to slam this thing with a great hammer, and then you just see this little halfling slip under your arm. Yeah! Catches it in the mouth. You just watch as this thing like blood sprays everywhere as it lets go and bum 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 slams into the
Sprays
stony
over my
ground.
leather apron. Ah, not again!
Yeah.
You
Still
got a
like
huge
like-
dent in your chest. Oh my god.
And with
The only noise I can make.
And with that, the carriage, you just hear the driver be like, "Oh, good job." As you begin making your way, you see the village of Hugelstrock beginning to draw closer and closer as this sort of stormy night is coming to an end. You've probably been this was probably late at night that this attack came by, the sun is fully set now. The rain is beginning to stop. It turns to like a light drizzle. The thunderstorm has passed, but now you're just left with a very dark, growing to nighttime sky as the carriage makes its way. But you look behind you all from the carriage and you see in that tree line, you can see just shapes moving around, watching, waiting as the carriage travels forwards. And that is where we're going to take our break here. So
Okie doke.
5-minute break. That was it for part 1 of
Nice.
Warhammer: The Old World role-playing game.
Yeah, very
We will be back to see what mysteries await and hopefully to meet Jamie de Sabaton in Hugelstrock. And
See how many wounds I can accumulate.
Yeah, baby. We'll see you in part 2.
See ya. See ya.
Au revoir.
Oh, yeah, welcome back to Warhammer's Old World. Welcome back, everybody, to part 2 of Warhammer, the Old World role-playing game, sponsored one-shot. Thank you very much to Cubicle 7s for sponsoring us to get this early preview.
Thanks.
Early preview on a very lovely game. Thank you for the hashtag ad. Just before we jump back into the game, I do want to remind you that pre-orders are open right now, direct from Cubicle 7's website. You should be able to find a link to that in chat or in the video description. They've got a huge range of products out now. They also have 2 Super Backer offers that are only available until the 31st of July. So go and grab those now. As an extra special reward as well, anybody who pre-orders before Monday, the 7th of July, will be entered into a prize draw to win an epic Warhammer Armory Warhammer Armory Reichland Blade sword from the awesome Bergschneider. Perfect for your LARPs and Warhammer cosplay. All your pre-order bundles of the Warhammer the World role-playing game will receive PDFs of the Player's Guide right away, and the Games Master's Guide PDF will follow as soon as it's available.
Bless you.
So aggressive.
By the end of July. It's a lovely, fantastic game. There's a load of really lovely products coming out for it. I really like it. I'm having a ton of fun. Love being in this world. Love being back in the old world. Love it. So that is it. We're going to jump back into the game now. Our heroes, some long-time partners, some new acquaintances, have all been asked by their friend Jamy de Sabatin, a sort of purveyor of antiquities. Some might call him a grave robber, but that would be uncouth and unkind.
So uncouth.
Has sent a letter asking his friends and companions to meet him in the village of Hugelstork, to help him with some matter that was not disclosed in the letter. Our party were given a carriage to help catch up to Jamy de Sabatin, but the carriage was attacked en route by a pack of beastmen. Ungors, the smallest and weakest of their bestial variety, but still dangerous in large numbers. You managed to escape that pack, although only barely. And now you have arrived late at night into the village of Hugelstork. What you see is a cluster of mouldering cottages huddled around a hillock that barely protrudes above the trees of the great forest that surround it. A simple but crude palisade wall protects the village, with a few stony fields scattered around beyond to feed the populace. Atop the hill, is the village's largest building, a single mill. Its sails have rotted away, and the whole building appears worse for wear. The carriage, with its single lantern sort of bobbing to the side, makes its way to the palisade wall, where you can see that there is a sort of flurry of activity as a few, quite honestly, little better than peasant militia, armed with a few hunting bows and spears, sort of look over with rough leather caps. Who's that? What are you doing? Where are you? What's going on?
I'm just sobbing in my darling wife. I would never forget the name of. Scoths. Just in Scoth's arms, mourning the loss of my great axe.
Yes.
It's all right, Diamond, don't worry.
For 200 years, though.
I know, but don't worry. There's many other axes. There's only one of you, darling. I'd rather have you
Oh,
around
you're
than
so
an axe.
sweet. Sing me one of your songs.
Monsieur, please.
Hey, who's that? Hey, what's that? You don't sound like you're from Empire.
Je m'appelle Jean de Gour, and we are here on a mission. We wish for peace.
Are you brigands? You bandits?
No.
All right, then. Let 'em in. You hear like a kind of creak as these very crude wooden gates are opened, and the carriage driver kind of ushers the one poor, very, very tired, very ill-looking horse inside, and the gates are kind of shut behind as you see this rather crotchety old man and maybe like a younger woman sort of on guard up there with him. They do look like they are just, you know, farmers who have been given this shift, basically. Sort of, she's picking her nose. He's like squinting at you with his rough leather cap. He's like, "Strangers, what are you doing here then?"
Well, it's just lovely to meet you. Help me out of this carriage, will you?
What? Why? You got no legs?
Just help me down.
The young lad's busted his rib.
Well, that sounds like an problem, doesn't it?
A little bit, but would you mind just giving him a hand? He's had a
Right,
Thank
shut up
you.
and bloody bothering me. I want to get in bed. He kind of climbs down
Sounds
this
away.
ladder.
You are the most delightful man I've ever met in my life. That's a
He
spirit.
just drags you out.
Okay.
Puts you on the ground. There.
We're looking for a man named James. God damn.
Jamie du Sabaton.
That's the
Who?
one.
Jamie du Sabaton.
Don't know him.
He should have arrived here last night, maybe.
What?
Or this morning, maybe.
I don't know.
Oh,
there
has
any-
anyone new come here into this town?
Oh, I don't think so. You want to go talk to the old Peffer? Peffer. Lycus Peffer, the village elder.
Village
elder.
The old Peffer.
Your old peffer. Okay.
That's right.
You're spitting a lot when you speak.
Well, so what? Fucking dwarf telling me how to speak?
Oh, you shut up in a manling.
Okay,
Crazy dwarves
it's
are probably
been a
coming here and
long
steal all our
night.
gold.
Oh, don't you dare talk to him like that.
That's right.
Dwarves.
A voiced Peffer. Where will we find?
Finally a good imperial man, eh? That's what I want to see.
Genau.
Genau.
No, yeah. Where would we find a Peffer?
Oh, up his house. That one.
His house.
That one.
Right, okay.
Ah, it is a fine house. Yeah. We shall let us go.
Might be in pub.
Even better.
Hold on.
Yeah. Even better. Yeah. Yes. We
That one's
should
that one.
Go to the pub.
That building.
Yes, I agree. Yes, pub sounds bloody lovely, actually.
Yeah, of course you'd say that.
All right.
Thank you, Trevor.
Cheers for nothing. Let's go.
Fuck off.
Okay.
Right, let me go. Go on.
Oh, you want to go, dwarf? I like you. I like you.
Hey, that's enough.
You can take it.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm a bullet.
All right, go for a brawn roll.
Fucking manling. Brawn. That's so stupid. I miss.
Well, you fail. Let's
Where'd he
find out.
go?
What'd you roll? No successes?
No successes.
Let's see if I get any successes. Oh, I think I do. I'll re-roll that one. I get one success. So, like, you launch yourself at him, but maybe it's still that pain in your arm. You go to throw a thing, but this is like an old guy, but he's wiry. And he sort of dodges to the side, and he just nuts you back. He's like, "Arr!"
I can't see. Jem, I can't see.
It's about there.
Don't you come in my town.
Don't
Don't you come to my town and cause no bloody trouble. The dwarves are greedy.
You started that trouble.
Greedy assholes they are, bloody
You're all
dwarves.
right. You're all right. Let's just get you to the pub. Let's get you to a good drink. We'll sort you right out.
Please.
You're a
Thought-
fucking disgrace.
Thought dwarves supposed to be tough.
I will spend my nights in quiet meditation in your name, Lady of Lake, please.
Just climbs up this ladder, goes back. I shoot that dwarf, what for, didn't I? Are you
I
sure
would have had
dead?
him and all.
You would have done, I believe you.
If I had necessary, he would drop right enough.
That's right. We'll take him in the morning. We'll get him by surprise.
Okay, boys. Sleep in.
Right.
Pub?
Pub.
Yeah.
Wait, what happened to your axe?
Shut the fuck
Don't
up.
remind him. Don't remind him.
Well, we didn't need to get you another weapon, right? Surely.
Nothing will compare to you.
What happened to it?
Sweet Nessie, I found at the bottom of a lake.
When? Where is it now?
It's somewhere back on the road.
We'll have to backtrack. Days.
I'll look up the ladder. Any shops around here? Blacksmith? Anything?
I got no shops, well, blacksmith, we got forge, makes horseshoes.
Great. Any weapons?
What?
Weapons!
I got a spear.
Not you! That I can buy!
I don't see, I got no shop.
If I may, and I will draw a sword from my
Sure.
from my belt, because I also have a sword. You may borrow my
My
sword.
sweet, noble knight, I will take this blessing, this gift, as a token of your love. Thank you.
You could
I'll
keep
put
it.
some keys in a bowl.
I'm entertaining keeping it.
Hey, I'm joking.
I have,
Taking out a key.
I have sworn a vow of celibacy.
Oh, well,
Oh,
Very
yes.
fitting for a night. Very fitting.
Celibacy in the name of the
what
Lady
can
of the
you do?
Lake.
Oh, it's the pretty ones.
Mm,
Yeah, all right, give me a sword.
Here you go.
Thank you kindly.
Please wash your hands
Look
after
at
you
this.
use it.
I never wash my hands.
As they're having this conversation, Caldwell and Gustav make an awareness roll for me.
Awareness? What is my awareness? Oh, not too bad. TBH, for real, for real.
So,
3 dice.
Yes.
Oh,
1 success.
One success. One success. You both, as they're sort of nattering and you hear this kind of conversation, you would probably hear the young girl that's up on the wall with that crotchety old man guard. You're pretty sure you hear her like whispering something to him, and you just catch like, sounds like other one. You just catch that as you're sort of walking away. You guys make your way to pub. There is no sign. There's no like name of this. It almost looks like maybe like it was once a stable, and it sort of had like boards attached to it and a door affixed. The smell of like rank, dirty hay and straw kind of fills your nostrils as you open it into a very crude, like the most basic. It's like a wooden board on a couple of barrels with some shelves with mugs behind it and a couple of kegs. And it's that awkward thing when you walk into a real locals pub. Like maybe half a dozen faces turn around.
hi.
Just silence as two dwarves, a halfling, and a Bretonian man, the Bretonian woman, sorry, all stand there. These are all like farmers, like locals, maybe like, you know, not artisans to what you would expect. There's a kind of an awkward familiarity between most of them as well. Like they all kind of look a little bit samey, sandy hair, like quite a few of them got like slack jaw, like drooping eye. But you see that maybe there's a couple that do stand out a little bit. There's a young woman. She doesn't look like, you know, the customers. She's quite plain, but she's got like a little, you know, blonde bob with a little hat on, and she's serving drinks basically at the bar. And then there is like sat in the middle of everyone is quite a big lad, you know, big muscles. He's got a piece of hay sticking out of his mouth. There's a big scythe leaned up against the wall. He's got his sleeves rolled up, you know, big muscles. And he's nursing a beer and eating what looks like to be a stew. Most of them are eating this kind of like meat stew. And there is just like, you could hear a pin drop and then you just get, hello! And you, the girl is like, hello. Yes, come in. Oh my God, are you?
Thank you,
your
thank you.
visitors? Oh,
You not had any visitors recently?
in Hugelstruck? No. Why would anyone come here?
Well, we're looking for someone, and I guess they haven't turned up.
You just hear like, well, there's no one being around here. Was the big guy kind of like mugs like,
Am I hungry?
no one's been around here.
No one's been around here. No one knew at all. No one's passing through, even just for a minute.
Why would they? Can I get you a drink or something? My goodness, it's been so long. You're dwarves.
Right.
Wow.
Hello.
Hi. Goodness me, and you're so small.
Well, ain't that just the rudest thing anyone's ever said to me?
Oh, I didn't mean to be rude, but you're.
No, I am, no.
No, you're so
Yeah,
small.
He's compact.
Oh my goodness! And are you a knight?
You could say that, yes.
Wow. Her eyes are just like so wide, and she like goes over and she's like finding like the nicest, cleanest cups that she can find. Maybe finds like some ceramic ones and furiously is like cleaning them. Goes over and it's like, would you like a drink? It's not much coin.
Of course, Frau. I mean, I see the rumors of the beauty of Hugo stock was not exaggerated. Maybe for us brave fighters, all of us so brave, we could have a little beverage. We have been on the road for so long.
Your charm roll, Gustav.
Only the 2 dice, actually.
Oh.
And success.
And success, yeah. I will oppose this with her willpower. Yeah.
I didn't fill out charm on mine, lol. It's probably a 2.
It will be a 2, probably. She sort of like giggles a little bit. She's like, "Oh, well, I do need to ask for a little bit of coin, but I'm happy to give you a drink." And she kind of like smiles nervously. I'm Annalise, by the way, Annalise Schulte.
Annalise.
Yeah. So if you want to buy a round of drinks will cost 1 silver coin. And so the way money is kept in this game is it's quite abstract. You're all silver classes. So the classes are broken down into brass, silver, and gold. You guys are all silver classes. You start with 3 silver coins. And a silver coin literally can be like, you can buy anything like of a silver tier. So like a round of drinks is 1
it doesn't
silver.
go down, really.
You replenish it during downtime. So like if, for example, we finished this adventure and you went back to Talagard, which is like your home base, you would replenish that through, say, working as a blacksmith or, working as a soldier or like being a bodyguard and stuff like that. So you replenish it every downtime. So you have 3 coins, they're called, but it just represents like a handful of money, basically. So
Transactions of sorts.
And like one spend of 1 silver coin will basically cover a round of drinks here. Unfortunately, you didn't get. She was resistant to your charms. Unfortunately, Gustav.
Well, what a silver tongue on this one, eh? Damn, almost worked on me.
Oh, well.
You got a key?
Well, you can still pay if you like.
That's true. Hey. Sweet Petal. Hey, lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you as well.
This is my wife.
Oh, wonderful.
Hey, isn't she gorgeous?
Oh, yes, I've never met a dwarf. I don't know what dwarves really look like.
Oh.
You're the first dwarves I've ever met.
Well, we're great examples, aren't
Hey,
we?
we set a high bar.
We do.
Everyone else is
Love
a bit
that.
pig ugly compared to us.
Oh, really? Oh, gosh, okay.
God, they're all fucked up faces, actually, most of the dwarves. But we're like chiseled.
Okay.
I do a horrible smile.
I guess make a charm roll.
Hey. Charm. 2 and 2. That's no.
No. She just is like nervous. Kind of holds her hand out for money.
Oh, aye. Some of your strongest that fits in a pint glass.
Okay, yeah, I think we've.
Around for all of them.
I think we have some vodka. I think.
No. Something with foam.
Oh
Yeah.
right, but we've got ale.
Hey.
Yeah, will do, yeah.
Ale for everybody?
This place has 2 barrels. One is ale, one is cider. And then maybe some dusty bottles of something that somebody brought once.
Ale.
She's like, yes, okay, great. And she goes over and...
You want some of that? And I nudge you in your broken ribs.
Yeah.
He's keen.
So keen, he's enthusiastic.
This guy, we're gonna get you wankered.
Yeah. Okay, and she kind of gets these ceramic cups.
You got any food?
We've got some stew on. I can do a plate of stew. You've paid more than enough.
I look around at the stew.
It's kind of very thin. It's
brown.
Very watery. It's brown, watery. It's got some meat of questionable sauce and vegetables in it. It's got carrots and stuff. It's brown.
It's brown. The carrots are
very
brown.
Yeah, it's very brown.
Potatoes, brown.
You know what? I'm actually quite full.
Okay, yeah. I mean, if you want some, I can.
So you sure you haven't seen anyone new other than us?
She looks over at all of the others, and you see the big man shakes his head, and then sort of in unison, all of the others around him just shake their heads.
Looks like we've got a boss over here.
Yes, I think I gave him a kind of.
He sounded
country
like
accent.
a grumbly stomach.
Yeah, grumbly stomach. Yeah, that's right.
Wait, my belly.
I'm the Miller Bodster.
Well, you need to speak to head honcho here. Jim, go on.
Hello! I'm the head honcho.
Oh, well, I'm Miller Bodster. I sort of run the mill around here.
Oh, I see, the one that didn't have any sails on it.
We use and he flexes his arm.
Oh, I see. Oh, very nice. Hang on.
Lethal weapons.
I mean, he probably looks as strong as Loga, but Loga is a dwarf, so he's like muscles are wider. This guy,
I'm tense.
yeah, like you kind of maybe get the sense that him and Loga are similar.
Just as strong.
Can I make an awareness check? So every time people keep asking, have you seen Jamie de Sabaton? And all of them are making a very uncommittal reply. Can I just be reading into
Absolutely, you can. Yeah, give me an awareness roll. So this would be the scrutinize action.
That's a thing.
3 for 3. I've got 1 success.
3 for 3. Okay. Let me just get this up because scrutinize is a special thing. So you got how many success?
1.
1 success. So you can ask me one of the following questions, right? Or because you specifically want something, I'll give you something else as well. You can ask, what do they expect of me or another character to do next? What can I offer the NPC to help persuade them to do what I want? What can I say or do to make them angry? What could I say or do to make them calm? But I'd also say with this, like, you could maybe ask, like, what am I missing here? Like,
I guess so. I wanted to roll to be like, are they being truthful that they haven't seen Jamie de Sabaton?
I would say that there is definitely, and I think they're going to pick up on that you're doing this because you only got 1 success, which is a complication. So they pick up on that you're like really like studying what they're looking, yeah, you get the intention that they're not saying everything, but that maybe you get the impression that like there's a reason for that. You know, that like that they maybe it's like somebody's told them not to say anything, or maybe they're just being very non-committal because they don't want to say the wrong thing. They're kind of avoiding the question.
Okay.
It's not necessarily that they're lying. You don't know if they're lying or not. You can't tell that. Yeah. But they're certainly being squirrely about it.
Okay.
And you think it's because there's some external element here that's preventing them or making them cautious. Could be that they just don't trust strangers, but there's definitely something at work here that's making them very non-committal.
Yeah.
Apart from Annalise. Annalise seems like pretty legit.
She's the head honcho. She's
killed. Sorry, if I may ask, where is this Lycus Peffer?
Oh, you want the old Peffer? He like looks around. He like nudges. He's like, go on, get the old Peffer. He's like, oh, yes, boss. He kind of shuffles off. This kind of slack-jawed, sandy-haired teenage boy that was sat with him. He kind of scurries out the door. He'll be along in a minute. He's up at his house. But yeah, you should speak with him. It's getting late. You folks want somewhere to sleep?
What are you offering?
Well, we don't have an inn, but there's a barn. You can sleep in there.
All right.
Old barn.
I've not slept in the barn in years.
Oh, Christ. We didn't sleep much, did we?
No, I didn't know, no.
Fucking hell. Had so much hay up my arse.
Yeah.
Might be fun.
Do you have anywhere else?
He shakes his head. He's like, he like gestures, like he points out the door, like, take a look around, Miss Knight. There's not much here.
You're a soldier. You've done stuff like that before.
Oh, I'm fine sleeping in a barn.
Yeah, come on. We'd have to sleep all night, do we?
I am up for a little roll in the hay.
Well, on the good stuffs. You know what's going on.
You see, like, Annalise, like, blushes and, like, turns to, like, cleaning her glasses and things like that.
Honestly, past 9 p.m. I'm out like a light, to be honest with you. Also, I haven't got it up in, like, 10 years.
Oh, more than that, love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not working.
I mean, you are 300.
I can't stop him. I can't stop him. He's locked in on this.
I know. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
I'm just
I can't
like...
stop.
You will.
After a little while, as you know, you're kind of having this conversation, they're sort of suggesting you can stay in this barn. A very old, quite still wiry-looking fellow makes his way in. He's dressed in a very simple kind of like farmer's, trousers, shirt, maybe like some loose suspenders kind of thing. He kind of steps in, long grey beard, not braided nicely like yours, bald head, and he comes in. He's like, surely it'd be like, All right, my lord. It'd be more like that. Hello. He's like, you've been asking around for me. Got some strangers. He's like rubbing his eyes like he's sort of been woken up. Here we have some visitors here in Hugelstrack.
Yes, well, we're looking for Mr. de Sabatin. Apparently came through town. No one here seems to know where he's gone or if he even made it here.
I'm afraid to tell you, sir, I can't say that we've not had visitors here in Hugelstrack in years. I mean, are you sure that this fella that you're looking for came by? I mean, it's a little out of the way out here. I'm not sure why anyone would come this way.
Well, I don't think we passed him on the road.
There was a bump about halfway.
That was quite a big bump,
It was
wasn't
a loud bump and a grunt.
Yeah.
Are you telling, if I may, are you telling me you rode in tonight? I heard there was a carriage arrive. You came in.
That was us. Chased in by beast men of all things.
Like, when you say the word beast men, like, a couple of, like, the locals are like, well, I knew it, I seen the man in the woods. I seen them working around. They watching.
To. I've seen them too.
I've seen them right out there, I have. They're beast men. Oh, they were trying to gobble up all the kids, they says.
You should have heard the noises they were making. They were growling. They sound like seagulls, some of them.
That's right, they make that honking noise.
Unbelievable.
You hear like, calm down, it's fine. We'll, you fight these beast men on the way here?
We took a few of them down, yeah.
Oh, well then I suppose Hugelstock owes you a little thanks then. Those things are always lurking around in the woods and taking, they attack travelers and things like that. That's why we have the guard out on the wall.
Well, next round's on Hugelstock then.
I can see that, yeah. And at least get these fine folk another round of drinks. I think that's the least we can do for these players. And now, has anybody offered you somewhere to stay?
Barn.
I'm afraid that is the best we can offer.
It's the best you got.
But it's comfortable, it's warm, it's got nice, good, strong walls that you can stay up in there, and there's no horses.
Strong walls.
Don't need
A manling making strong walls. Nice one.
Oh, no.
I'm joking.
We've offered some fine hospitality to Master Dwarf.
Yeah, I'm not
Oh, he's a kind of. He's only
The
joking.
humour and the arthritis. It affects my tongue.
Grumbles a little bit and looks your way. Well, if you don't mind, it is getting a little late, and I'm an old fella. And
Where else could this man have gone then? If not here, then what?
I'm afraid you're asking the wrong person. I don't know this fella. I can't know. I don't know anything about that.
Well, that's a shame.
But you can stay the night. You don't want to be traveling out there now in the dark. You stay the night, and then if you need be, make your way in the morning and set off looking for this friend of yours.
I guess
Further
so.
down the road, or?
Is there nothing else?
Nearest town's, 20 miles that way, over the bridge, over the river.
That's a long trek.
Nothing else, just fields.
Well, mostly the woods, and you don't want to be traveling through them, I tell you, at night. Not them beastmen out there. Woods full of...
I think we ran the man down.
We avoid the woods where we
I
can.
wouldn't be surprised. We were going quite a pace.
We were really speeding down that
Really
road.
going for it.
It's not like Jamie to lie to us, though.
No, it's not. It's
Oh,
a
it
plan.
is. It is. It absolutely is.
Boss,
Speak ill of him.
Boss, sir, why you go round, ask all the families if they got any spare blankets and things like that for these nice, friendly visitors, and come by, and we can make sure that they've at least got a nice blanket and some pillows for the bed. And you see the big man, Bodster, is sort of kind of stretches up and he gets a few of his lads to come with him, and they make their way out of the tavern.
Very nice of you. Thank you kindly.
Well, that's all. That's the best we can do. And make sure that we offer it properly around here. A nice bit of hospitality. And like I said, I don't know if anybody said, but we've not had a visitor here in a long
Everybody's
time.
been saying.
Well, a long time.
Gustav, what do you make of all this? You've got your booklet. Gustav can read.
Well, a fine skill. We haven't got no
pages.
Got no readers round here. No readers at all.
I know, a miracle.
I noticed there was no sign for the pub. I guess because no one could read it. If you...
Also, we don't need to go. Everyone in this village knows where pub is. Grow up when you're a little wee babber and you know where pub is, and then when you're an old man, you know where pub is, and that's it. I mean, most people here, they live here in Hugelstraat, they die in Hugelstraat, and that's it.
So you get no visitor post at all?
Oh, well, maybe the very odd occasional traveling merchant come by, some goods he wants selling and things like that. We trade off what we get from the woods and from the fields and things like that, and that's about it, really. You know, I mean, this place is not the easiest to live in. I mean, we've turned away greenskins and beastmen and bandits, all that sort. And then there was the famine and then the plague. But Hugelstraat carries on. We got strong roots here, strong bones. So we make do. We get through it. Oi. Well, slaps his legs. Yeah, best time for me to get in bed. They'll bring up some lovely blankets to you up in the barn, where you get yourself settled in a nice rest, and then in the morning maybe you go looking for your friend wherever they've gone.
Sounds like the best plan. Thank you for your hospitality.
Of course. All right. Well, if you need anything, I'm Lycus Peffer. They call me Old Peffer here. I'm the village elder. All right. And he'll sort of like nod and make his way up.
Danke, Herr Pfeffer.
Danke.
Bless you.
Kind of make your way out.
All right, let's polish off these drinks and get a look at this place we're staying in then.
Yeah, as you guys make your way up, this place is so small, it's not hard to find the barn. It's kind of like tucked on the edge, looking up at the big hill with the windmill on it.
It's the only place with a sign. They can't read it. It's the barn.
You do notice, as you come out of the inn, you see like a kind of scurry of movement from behind one of these cottages, as if something was there and then it's quickly moved as you come out.
Either I've drunk too much or I just saw something.
I had 3 drinks. Just 3.
Okay.
And I feel fine.
Okay. Not really what I asked, but I just spotted something. Did you see something?
No, I was looking. I was walking behind this one, and all I could see was ass.
I think I saw something, a little thing. It might have been a rat or something.
All right, I'm not seeing things then. Let's have a little look. Gustav, go have a look.
Come on, Gustav, get.
Yeah, I shall go have a look.
Yeah, so you make your way to the cottage that you kind of saw. Make a awareness roll for me.
Oh.
3 dice.
1.
One success is enough. So just as you kind of reach the corner, you look round and you see very hurriedly, sprinting away from the cottage on the opposite side to where you guys came out, making his way to another building. You see a kind of very thin, gaunt-looking young man, sort of scraggly dark hair, kind of looks at you with big, wide eyes. You see what looks like something silvery glittering around his neck, but he quickly, covers... and then he, just clambers into a door and shuts the cottage. Like a tiny, on the edge of town, really, really run-down old cottage. And he kind of...
I knock on the door.
Okay.
Hello?
Go away.
I just want to talk.
I don't want to talk to strangers. Go away.
Oh, well, my friends and I, we are so friendly. We would like to talk.
Give me a charm roll.
I'm so uncharming. I failed.
No, can't talk to strangers. No, go away.
A dwarf?
Which one? I think
yeah.
they're talking to you.
So you'd have to sort of make your way back, around the cottage, because this is kind of a little bit of distance, kind of separated between the two buildings.
What's going on? My legs are killing me.
Yeah, what's the problem?
I think he needs a little persuasion to talk.
Oh, persuasion!
Okie dokie. I think between all of us we can persuade them.
If I may, before we go, well, I imagine cracking some skulls, I would advise caution. They were lying. The Sabaton is here.
What? You
Where?
sure?
Well, let's get back in that goddamn pub and find out then.
I would rather not end up fighting this entire village.
Aye. I mean, they all share DNA. They probably share their mind, too. Like a big hive mind
I've
of
heard
manlings.
that, yeah.
Aye.
Whole villages do the stuff. It's crazy.
Aye.
I did encounter that once, actually.
Shared brains?
Well, a similar situation.
Wait, liars? Or which one? What are we talking about?
An entire village of folk.
Sharing a brain.
That sounds horrifying.
Definitely got that here.
Work of the dark gods.
Some work of the dark gods.
One of the well, obviously you would never say this name, but the work of Zinch, likely.
It was unholy and profane.
Wait a minute, now you mentioned it. I think those two share a brain.
No, I think they share a brain cell.
I can't tell if that's the same thing or not.
Frau de Court, maybe you could go talk to him. I feel you could be very persuasive.
I don't know. I'm not really used to talking to. Was it a child?
No, it was like a young man, but he was just like scraggly.
I'm used to giving orders, not comfort.
I will order him to open the door.
That's all right. I think us three can do this.
Be authoritative rather than charming.
Well, just be ready for trouble.
All right, just go in there, be delicate, be kind, be caring, whatever they need. Knock, knock, knock. Come on out of here!
Do you want to?
Come on, we gotta talk.
Roll.
Hello?
Well, how about you roll a leadership roll for me, Caldwell, first?
That's I've got 3 fellowship with a 2 to beat that one. That is 2 successes.
I mean,
1-1-3.
Before Jean can even get there to try, bam, 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 open this door! You just
Stop wasting our time. My legs are tired, my ribs are bust.
Don't hurt me.
I never said I was gonna hurt you. Come on out.
The door creaks open, and this like wide eye, like dark hair. You can see like a few kind of warts. A very sort of like very like unkempt man. What do you want?
That's better, that's better. Now just open it a little more. We're not here to hurt you. We just want to get some information.
It opens it up. You can see this like young man. He's wearing like a farmer's clothing, but it looks all in disrepair. It looks like it hasn't been cleaned in weeks maybe. The cottage behind him is in a state. And he's kind of like clutching like a little cloak around his neck, and he's like, What do you want?
Now listen, as you can obviously plainly see, we're new in the town, and we're looking for a man that's just arrived.
I don't know nothing about a man. I don't know
Sure
nothing
about that?
No, I don't know anything about a man.
It looks like you knows a little about a man.
I don't know nothing.
I see you use the double negative. I believe you do know something about the man.
You do not
What?
know.
I don't know what you're saying. Are you some sort of wizard?
Not
Right.
only of the books.
This staff can read. Words. On paper.
You see, like, it's like if you speak quite loudly and sharp, he like backs away. Like he's just like, no.
It's okay, darling. It's okay. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down.
Give me a charm roll.
One of your
2 for
songs.
2.
2 for 2.
Failure.
No. And he's like looking at you like dwarves. No, He like looks like, but he's very, very much backed away, and he's almost like reaching for like a woodsman's axe. Like he's like, no, please.
I wouldn't reach for that, darling. We're not here to hurt you.
What is this necklace you wear?
So when you say that, he immediately like snatches his hands. He's like, no, you can't have it. You can't have it. It's mine. It was given to me.
I am not trying to rob you. I'm trying to help you.
Let me roll a charm for you.
So
I will give you an extra
charming.
dice. I'll give you an extra dice on this because you've called out the amulet.
1 success. Oh, 2 success.
2 successes. He nervously like takes his hands away, but before he like fully reveals, he'll be like, do you worship him, the hammer? Are you a follower of Sigmar? You must be, yes? You worship Sigmar?
What would I know about this?
Yes, Sigmar is
Very
like
much, yes.
the god of humankind. Like Sigmar elevated the empire, like defeated chaos. Like it was a hero turned god, kind of Hercules who became a full deity, basically. Sigmar is like the coolest guy. If you're from the empire, you love Sigmar. Big thumbs up. Even dwarves think Sigmar's pretty okay.
Same for Bretons.
What about the moon?
Sigmar is like a foreign people. It's like, oh, that's silly
it's
Sigmar.
backwards, like,
It's like,
yeah.
it's like, there is he was a great hero. I think Bretonnians would respect the hero of Sigmar as immortal, but him ascending to God, no,
Sure,
whatever.
Cool.
Yeah, it's
Lady like nothing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hey, I told you I do like hammers. Sigmar, yeah.
For Sigmar.
And when you say, especially the hammers and things like that, he opens and you see like on a chain, it's quite large, like a silver hammer of Sigma, and like seeing a silver necklace on this poor, quite wretched looking like peasant villager is quite a sharp, like shocking thing. And he immediately like he's like so nervous about anyone seeing it, so like he tries to cover it up again.
Now, where'd you go about getting some jewelry like that?
I didn't steal it.
Right.
I didn't steal it.
Where'd you get
I'm
it
not
from?
a thief.
I never said that. I'm asking where you got it from.
She gave it to me.
She is
Tala.
Tala.
She is a priest of Sigmar, and she told me all about Sigmar and the stories, and I liked them, so she gave me his symbol.
Well, that's curious. I ain't seen no churches or places of faith around here.
She came to preach here.
When?
Give me awareness rolls, everybody.
Okay. Awareness. Developers.
4 dice. Oh,
Success.
2 success, great. That's really good.
2 success.
0 success.
0.
1 success.
1 success. So 1 success.
2 success.
2 success. 2 success. So with the 1 success, you definitely pick up on a little bit. So with the 2 success, you're going to get a little bit more. The way that like he is very nervous talking about this woman, Tala, and his eyes are like he will not look at any of you when he speaks about her. Like he is like he will glance at you the rest of the conversation, but when he's talking about this priest, this woman, he's like looking at the ground. His head is completely turned down. Complete thing. For those of you who got 2 successes, I'll let each of you ask me a question about that you would want, like a question about the behavior of this person.
Can I ask a law question?
If it's relevant to him, then that can be a question. If it's just a question to me, you can just ask me the question. That won't count.
It be a common thing for priests like that to travel around?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, that is actually quite common. Like, especially the more fanatical priests, they will travel to like villages like this to become like a preacher and instill the fire of Sigmar in the populace.
Okay.
So that's like you. That's not your question. You can still ask another question, but yeah, for knowledge of the world.
Is there anywhere in particular that he is looking towards while he's looking away?
Yes, he keeps glancing up to the mill.
Okay.
Like to the direction of the mill. Like he'll look down and then his eyes will glance up and then he like looks down. No. Like he just like shakes his head and repeats like, she gave it to me. I didn't steal it. She gave it to me. Jean? Do you have a question?
We already asked if he knew Jamie de Sabaton, didn't he? Yeah.
No,
No,
he did.
Okay.
You could ask that as Jean as a question, or like you can ask it as a like kind of meta question of like, do I get the impression that he might know them, or like, is there something he's not telling me? Like this is like your insight into him, so this is what that question is.
I would ask, have you seen my friend Jamie de Sabaton? I would describe him. And
Yeah, he like you don't even need to. As soon as you start describing him, like he like looks up at you, and then he does the same thing of like he looks down and he glances up to the mill, and he's like, no, haven't seen him. I can't. You need to leave. You need to go. You shouldn't. You should go. It's late. I need to sleep. And he like holds himself really small.
Okay, I think we need to leave.
Yeah, thank you, sir. For Sigmar, and good night.
For Sigmar. And he kind of he like nods. And you see that saying that to him really seems to have struck a chord with him. And he'll just sort of like go over to you, Gustav, and sort of say, Bernard. And then he quickly like withdraws and then goes over to like his bed and like sits on the bed and like crouches looking at you all. But you get the impression that he's like shut down at this point.
I'll get out of your hair. We're going, don't you worry. Sleeping in the barn of all places.
Yeah, visit us if you're lonely. It's a party for all.
Good lord, this
Say, no, I don't want to go to the barn. I don't want to go to the barn.
Interesting.
Might dissolve.
Well, that's all right. We'll get going.
That fucking voice ruins me every time. Good luck, darling!
Makes me think of Royston Vasey, like Reece Shearsmith and all. What's that series called?
Oh, the local people.
Yeah, this is a local pub for local people. There's nothing
Yeah.
here.
Oh, yeah.
Something.
yeah.
League of
I mean, you're
Gentlemen.
definitely,
League of Gentlemen.
you're definitely kind of getting like a kind of, what's the film with the bees? Nicolas Cage, Wicker Man.
Wicker Man.
You kind of like this
Not
is a
that
real
version.
rural.
Not the bees!
You're definitely kind of picking up on some vibes that these people are maybe.
Culty.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey,
Yes,
can we have a quick huddle?
outside or in here?
Bit early for that, isn't it?
I'm going
Not
to
that kind of.
Sorry.
down.
Leave this man alone now.
All right, well,
Yeah.
sleep well for Sigmar and all that.
Hey,
For Sigma.
if I'm picking up what he's putting down, something's wrong here.
Is that what you guys are getting?
I'm getting
I'm
that.
picking up nothing. As far as I'm concerned, Jamie's not here.
So,
Maybe we should go to the mill to get a lookout of.
the mill.
Place looks like run down, like a piece of shit.
It is
Just looking towards it,
Oh,
Really now?
very astute.
particularly when I
I mean, he
mentioned,
was looking all over the place, as far as I could tell, looking at the ground, looking at his hammer,
especially
looking
when
at me.
I mentioned
Like,
Zabatan's name.
Very good.
why's everyone lying about this shit?
Well, something's going on, clearly. So, we are going to get some blankets, right?
Right, yeah, well, obviously.
Why don't we fake us being all nestled in our wee blankies, and then we sneak off to the mill?
Oh, you think people are going to be looking in on us?
Yeah, absolutely. Come on, I'm a soldier. You're a soldier.
As soon as Logar points it out, like you definitely notice like faces in windows, like people are very aware of what you're doing.
So we'll go to the barn.
Yes.
And I think as you're like, if you start making your way that
I
way,
can't wait to get some sleep in the barn.
yeah, Miller Bodster
All
will
that.
meet you halfway, and like you can see like a few of his boys are coming out of the barn, and Miller Bodster, this big kind of burly guy, will just sort of say like, we found some blankets and pillows for you. I couldn't help noticing you coming out of Bernard's cottage. The young man's he's a little disturbed up here.
Aye, we noticed.
Yeah, we just heard
Hey,
some noises when we were
don't-
walking past
Don't
and
pay
just checked in on
him
him.
too much mind. His mother passed away not long ago.
Oh, poor boy.
Oh, that's
Not
not
the
nice.
same ever since.
Oh.
So just pay him no mind.
Oh,
We've got blankets up there, and we've put some water up there for you.
you're very kind. Now, we won't keep you. Have a good night.
Good night. Begins making his way down.
Hey, a wink.
It's very good. Well done.
Hey.
He always convinced me.
All right, let's get the blankies.
Yeah, you guys make your way up into fairly secure, actually. Like it's, most of the cottages and buildings here are fairly run down, but this one's got very sturdy, wooden doors. It's piled up with hay bales on the inside. They can see that like stacks of blankets, kind of ratty old ones, have been left out for you. A clay pitcher of water and like some cups. But it's a fairly secure building. It's got like rafters and things like that up above as well. Just the one door in and out. That's the only thing. There's no other door in and out.
Actually,
Or maybe set up all your blankies and put your sacks under there and stuff just to make it look like there's a body under here. I'm going to go climb up and see if I can find like another exit out of this place.
Good idea.
Sure. Yeah.
'Cause
give
I
me
have
an
got short sights, so I can.
You're going to say short
You can
sight.
scramble around.
I can, yeah, I can.
Well, to climb up though, still give me an athletics roll.
Athletics.
The other thing, while you're doing that, and I'm going to just give this to you, Jean, because you would recognize this. There is such a distinct smell when you step into this place. You recognize it because it's a Bretonian smell.
oh,
It's a brand of pipe smoke called Le Gris Renard, the Grey Fox. And it's Bretonian like tobacco smoke. And Jamie de Sabatin was Bretonian like yourself. And he smoked this.
I gave him some.
You gave him some. In fact, like, yeah, that's why you recognize it. Like, this is what he smokes, and it's very rare. It's not something you would commonly find in the Empire, and it's mingled in with all the hay musk. But obviously, that smoke is like stuck in with like the hay here, and probably anybody but you wouldn't have picked up on it. But like for you, it's unmistakably Jamie's pipe smoke.
Gosh, it smells like horse shit in here.
What do we get on that athletics roll?
I climb up to. I move up to one of the, I guess, like wooden beams. I climb and I climb and I climb. It feels like I'm making such big progress. Camera pans down. I am not even 30 centimeters off the ground.
You're not going to be able to get up this thing, not without
okay.
any good handholds and things.
Well, this
This is no good. I can't. It's impossible. No one, a feat of the gods, would be able to get up onto this thing. It's no good. Sorry. Don't even try.
In rather distressing news, I can confirm that de Sabaton was in fact here.
You found him?
How do you know that already? We've just got here.
I can smell the remains of his pipe smoke. He smokes a particular brand of Bretonian tobacco.
Oh, so he stayed in this barn, you think?
If I'm honest, I feel that if we were to sleep here tonight, we would suffer the same fate as Jamie.
Yeah,
Whoa,
but remember, we're
hold
not
on.
sleeping here tonight.
Let's not rule out poor Jamie being dead and all. He could still be captive somewhere.
That's what I mean. I am feeling that perhaps he did sleep here, and they came for him in the night.
Right.
I mean, you could look around and see if there's any sign of him and things like that. Anybody?
I
who
will
needs to
look
search?
around and see if there is any sign of dear Jamie.
Well, if you're looking, like, it can be awareness, or I would also allow survival.
What was it again? Was it like that's the D10?
That's the amount.
The amount of d10s, and then that's
Roll
the number
under
you're
that.
trying to roll
So I can
equal to
either
or
do
under.
4 D10s for 2 or 3 for 3.
It's a tough one.
3 for 3.
I'll try and roll.
Can I look as well?
Yeah, anybody can. Like, if you just want to have like a look around, like, this is exactly
3 successes.
3 successes. That's what we call a total success.
I'm diving in.
So a total
There he is.
so a total success is you get what you want and a little bit more as well. So and then we get 2 successes. That's just a full success, no consequences or like complications.
I'm not searching, by the way. I think I'm going to spend some time to put up the blankets and make it, make some makeshift
sure,
beds.
yeah.
Stuff them with hay.
Yeah, to pretend like,
Yeah,
at least temporarily.
give me what could that be?
Probably a smithing check.
Kind of suspicious that these blankets aren't like riddled with
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are, absolutely.
some kind of agent.
Maybe like a dexterity
What's his
roll
name?
for you, Cole.
Yeah, there it is.
Like,
Dexterity.
place this all properly. So let me just
too bad.
There's
check
sleeping powder
something
in it.
here. Awareness, because I wanted to see what suggested other effects from the rulebook could provide. To do something more from the details you spotted, anticipate an upcoming threat in time to act first. Gain +1 dice to oppose an incoming attack. Well, I think in this case, what did you get? Sorry, one. So the two of you are going to pick up on this, but Loga, you're going to actually get a little bit more. Do we get anything? So
I got a 1, but I was thinking, can I look around and see if anything's like been taken? If any like things missing?
yeah, that would be part of the same. I think like it'll be the same thing. But you look around, you don't think anything's been taken. Maybe the two of you, Jean and Gustav, working together, you find right by the door there's like a couple of hay bales stacked up, and you sort of peer behind, and tucked down behind is a discarded shoe, like a leather shoe, and it looks like the kind that Jamie would wear, and you kind of almost deduce that like he was kicking and like struggling, and it's flown off of his foot and landed behind this hay bale where nobody thought to maybe look for it. That's what you guys pick up on. Loga, you would also notice that on the door frame, it's very small, like very faint to hit, but there's like a smear of blood. And you remember one of the guys in the pub, one of the kind of slack-jawed like locals, had like a bloodied lip, as if somebody had punched him or he'd got a kick in the face or something like that, and maybe like accidentally like smeared some on the wall here. So it looks like Jamie maybe put up a bit of a fight, in what's happened, but it looks like maybe he was. You get the impression that he was captured here. You don't think he was killed. There's not blood stains or anything like that, but maybe he was captured and like bound and like dragged away, but he was fighting at the time, and it must have been very recent because like none of this has been found or cleared up or anything like that, and that pipe smoke is still so fresh. And so you get the impression that like he was ambushed in the night, grabbed while he was sleeping, and then bundled out of this barn basically.
Well.
Yeah.
What's that?
Little telltale sign on the door frame. Wee bit of blood.
Blood?
Aye.
Jamie's?
Aye.
Oh, poor Jamie.
What did you get on that dexterity?
I got a 1 success.
One success. So you
I'm
successfully
stacking hay in there and stuff
shoving
like
it to
that.
make it look like a bunch of you are sleeping basically. It's also, I should point out, like there's like maybe not a candle but like a glass flamed, like a candle inside like a glass lantern. That's like the only light. Like the village is nearly pitch black apart from candles in the cottages, so it's really really dark outside.
We really need to find a different route out.
You think those stairs coming out of the front? I mean, I tried climbing up, but it's impossible.
There must be a way.
Unless someone wants to give me a boost up there, I can have a look around.
I don't think I'd be much help giving you a boost. I mean, I can try.
How about a tall one?
Throw you.
Do not worry, I shall just go up there. I am tall enough for both of us.
Oh, I was just going to say I can root around. You go ahead. Like I said, it's
Sure,
impossible.
give me an athletics roll. This is like it's a climb, but it's not the hardest climb.
I've failed.
Just
Fancy
sweat.
scholarly arms.
Yeah, it's
All right, just boost me up there. I'll have a root around. The beds are done, by the way. Do these look convincing to you?
Oh, they look great.
Pretty good.
Great. Oh, but you were saying he was attacked, right? So maybe if they're going to come for us in the night, our time is, not so is limited. They're going to try and, come into the place. They'll inspect the beds. They'll notice we're gone.
What
Right.
if one of us stays behind and keeps them busy while the others go root around?
That's a lot of people versus one.
Yeah.
I can take them.
No,
On your own?
don't you dare.
Why not?
You remember our honor bound
I do, but
marriage vows.
yes, but also Jamie needs our help. Little
Aye.
Jamie, we need to give him
What?
every chance we can get.
I understand, but I won't leave your side. I'll stay here too.
We'll face them together.
No, wait, we all got to go. A good distraction, looking at the glass flame candle. What if just suddenly they come in, trap is triggered, fire starts?
I like
I'm
your
not
That would
thinking.
distract them for quite a while, I'd say.
All right, so we jury rig just by the top of the barn
If
door.
someone tries to come in through the front door, ding,
I like it.
fire.
I like it.
I think that's something you'll be able to set up easy.
I think I might be able to help.
Yours.
I mean, I love a flame.
yeah. So that would be a dexterity roll, I believe.
Sorry, are we in the barn while this trap goes on?
No, we're out. This is when they come in to, attack us, kidnap us, probably kill us. But we're already out. They get distracted by the big flaming inferno engulfing them and their friends and family, and then
One success.
they don't inspect our beds.
So I'm gonna because you only got one success. I'm gonna add a complication to this. So you have set up this trap. Maybe find you've got like a thin piece of wire out of your kit. You've attached it to this glass lantern. Maybe you've got a bit of oil. But you also have like a gun, right? You have black powder, so maybe you've got like
I've got a black powder kit.
But what I'm gonna say is that this is very unreliable. So there is a chance it might trigger early. There is a chance it might trigger late. So
Also, with the black powder, I was expecting just a tiny little fire, and then they panic just for a second. No, it's going to be.
well, no, like it doesn't need to be an explosion, but the black powder's there to like help the ignition so that it catches fire quicker, right?
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
I sprinkled some around the door there and then some near the hay. So if it does go, it's really going to go.
Oh, okay, all right, that's good. But we're looking for another exit, right? Right.
Nine, I feel like we should leave very quickly now.
Oh yeah, we need to get the heck out of here. So anyone found any other exits?
I can always
I'm
smash
telling
one.
you, the
I
top
can make
floor.
one.
That's going to be quite loud. Don't you?
Well,
Gustav, you found anything up there?
I did not get up there. I failed.
No, it's impossible. I don't know
You
how
watched
anyone's.
as Gustav was like, couldn't do one pull up, just like.
Yeah, come on, this is how you do a pull up.
go on, you
Athletics.
show him.
When it's a favoured skill, does that
Brawn?
add-
So that's good for advancements. So when you're spending XP to increase it.
Yeah.
Brawn?
Athletics.
Athletics. Oh, okay. 2 but 3. I've got a 3.
Nice success. Yeah. So Loga, like you just hooks, pull yourself up.
That's Jim.
Yeah.
You always love my traps.
Yeah.
Crush a diamond in
Pull
there.
yourself up. Yeah, easily do. So you pull yourself up into the rafters and sort of rummage around. It's quite a climb. No wonder nobody's really like looked at this before. But you make your way to the back, and there's one of those little tiny like hatches at the top of the back of the barn. But obviously you need to get everyone up.
Any ropes? Up here. For holding down horses.
On the top floor.
Yeah.
That's where they store them.
I'll say that there's rope downstairs, but not up.
Hey!
What's the plan? Anything up there?
There's a little hatch, but we'll need to get
Oh,
you
great.
all up here. So we'll need a rope or something. Toss it up to me.
Rope. Anyone got any rope? Anyone got rope? Rope. Look for rope.
Do we find rope?
Yeah. I said that there was some down here. Like
No,
you
I'm
find like
standing on the stuff.
a loose kind of coil. Yeah, you've probably been sat on it the whole time. But yeah, you can throw that up to Loga. You wrap that round like a beam.
Yeah.
This barn's sturdy, but like there's definitely like. Oof.
I'll assist with.
Sure.
pulling.
So you pull everybody up. I think it's when Jean goes to go up there in full plate, like the creak of the beam and like the floorboards as you're going. But you leave the trap over the door as you guys get yourselves out. Now you're gonna. You then pull the rope up, you lower it out the back, and then you slide your way down. You are now outside. Moving from here is going to require stealth rolls.
Everyone be quiet, okay?
Hey.
Are you
Quiet as a
Now,
mouse.
what I would say, what you could do here is you this. I'm going to make this an extract. It's called an extricated test, I think. So basically, it's like a group test where it's going to take multiple successes to succeed, and if you get
Okay.
too many failures, then that will trigger an alarm.
So
Basically,
if one person gets like loads of success,
great,
That counts
yeah.
for the group.
Yeah.
Okay.
But-
So this is stealth.
So you can take this in turns. You don't all have to roll as well. Like you can be
Okay.
like, all right, like let's say, or you can help each other as well and give each other bonus dice.
Oh, I'll revoke this one.
Yes, I will let you do that. That's fine. So you guys decide, like, so who's gonna like lead it? Is somebody helping? Like, what are you guys doing to like sneak out of this barn?
So-
It's pitch. It's very, very dark, but obviously you're still moving around, making noise and stuff like
I
that.
believe I have some bonus by being. I literally have
You have the thing
talent
called
short
Vanguard.
size and Vanguard.
same.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think Vanguard is actually really good for that,
So
right?
Vanguard, basically, if we use stealth or dense terrain to cover a rapid infiltration or beat a hasty retreat, when you move quietly or move carefully as part of a maneuver, you may also move to an adjacent zone.
Yeah, so that's basically what this would be, is you're going to take the action, move quietly, and you're going to do exactly that, but it means that you can move zones as you're doing that rather than moving in the same zone. It just means you move a little bit quicker,
Yeah.
basically. Perfect. So the two of you will be able to cover distance quickly.
Okay.
It just depends on who you think is going to be the best at stealthing.
So that's the thing. I also I have 2 agility, 3 on stealth, but I also have short size, which means I can slip into places others simply can't, such as through small gaps or windows. I can test stealth to hide in plain sight of larger folk.
Sounds like you need one.
So, but it doesn't increase my numbies.
No.
But I think
I mean, I will give you all +1 die because it's dark and it's like you guys don't have any light sources on you. So I will give you all +1 die anyway.
That would make me 5 agility dice.
Damn.
wow, okay, and you're beating 3s as well.
Yeah.
So before Gustav rolls, do people want to do like a help action to try and help Gustav, or it would be stealth roll? You'd have to make a stealth roll, unless you can think of something creative to be like, oh, I could help them by doing this instead.
Yeah, I mean, could I? I guess my awareness is. My awareness is okay, actually. I almost.
You could
wanna-
use an awareness to be like keep
I
a
want to just
lookout.
keep an eye out. and just see,
Yeah.
Now that we've jumped out, there's probably a little bit of noise, right? I
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
see if anyone is now coming towards the barn, or if there's any movement in the night or whatever.
Yeah, give me an awareness roll.
So would this be to the benefit of helping? the
This
next
would be to
person?
try
Right,
and
okay.
help the next person.
Okay.
So you don't get a bonus die on this because
That's fine.
it's dark. But
Yeah.
I'll say, halflings can probably see quite well in the
I've
dark.
got 3 and 3. I actually have dark vision. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think. No, I'm thinking of a completely different game.
I think
I have. Oh, I got 2 4s and I needed 3s. Piss! I didn't get anything.
you got a fate you want to spend.
I do indeed. Yeah, let's fate it. Because I'm rolling 3 dice. It's pretty like 1 success.
Once it is an extra dice on the stealth. It's at least
Which
+1
means
dice.
you've got, what, like 6
6
dice?
now?
And
Yeah.
you're looking for
you'll
what,
be-
2s or threes?
Three.
Threes? That's pretty good.
Extremely
Good odds.
likely.
And you've got fate you can spend if you want to re-roll any failures as well.
I have one success.
Oh,
You want to spend a
wow.
fate to try and re-roll those failures?
Yeah, I mean, you've got 5 other dice. Let's,
I managed to get 10 on 2 of them.
See if you can do any better.
Okay, that one. Okay, 4 successes.
4 successes.
Yeah.
All right. With Gustav leading the way, like maybe this is like sneaking around the libraries or like, sneaking around the city when you were like, as a teenager, like getting out
I
from
like
your
to read
family.
the
and
naughty
stuff.
books.
Yeah. You lead the group, and with Caldwell also helping keep like a lookout, the group of you manage to sneak out of the barn and make your way up to this hillock leading up to the windmill. You approach it from the reverse side, kind of the side facing the most away from the village, and sort of crawl your way up the hill to get towards the windmill. When you do, first of all, you can find the windmill open. You open the door, but when you look out, you can see now that out on the tree line, which basically surrounds this village, you see like lights, like flames, things moving around, quite a large number of them. No immediate action, but as if whatever is out there is waiting for something. And you see the flicker of torches and things like that. And you can see that like the guards on the wall, they're all paying attention to that. And there's a lot of nervousness here in Hugelstork of like they're kind of like keeping an eye on it now as if they've just appeared, but which gives you a great opportunity, like a great distraction to make your way in. When you guys step into the windmill, you find basically the machinery that would normally, be wind powered to grind the wheat and make flour, has been replaced, and it now has these giant sort of like sticks that people can grip, and there's a sort of path tread in the dirt hilltop where people have literally, man powered the mill instead. You don't see any immediate sign of Jamie. Or anything untoward in here.
So you're saying that kid was looking up here, right?
Jamie.
There is.
Is there like a downstairs, like a basement? Or...
There doesn't appear to be a basement. No,
there
it's
an
just
upstairs?
there's. Well, there was, but like it's all dilapidated. There is just these 2 giant grindstones that are built onto like a wooden platform in the middle of the windmill, and then there's this dirt path that goes all the way around it. That's really the only thing in here. So what do you guys do?
I mean, you did like whisper call out then, didn't you?
Yeah. Jamie.
Silence. You don't seem to hear anything.
Maybe when the mill is in action, something opens up.
Does it look like it can move?
Doing something like that will make quite a bit of noise. These things, they grind and shit.
I'll have a look around, see if there's any secret hatches or something.
Yeah, if you want to look around, it'll be an awareness roll.
So good at these. No.
Wait, no.
Completely failed.
So maybe it's
gone
just the
outside.
distraction. Maybe it's the thinking about what's out there, thinking about your lost
The mill's
axe.
gone.
Where am I?
But yeah, you look around, not able seemingly to find
It's
it.
just a mill. Are you sure?
He was looking
You're
up
sort of
here.
like looking, you're like tapping the dirt, you're like checking the walls.
All right, that's
Nothing. There's no hatchet. Like you're like looking for like trapdoors in the dirt floor. Can't seem to find anything.
Can I use my engineer's kit and like try and tinker around with like the mechanisms and see if
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, what would that be? Like dexterity?
Dex.
But I'll give you a +1 dice because this is your kind of
Ooh.
field of expertise.
Alrighty, so this is a 4 and a 2.
For 2s.
1 success.
1 success.
I'm going to re-roll my failures, I think.
Well, you don't need to.
No?
1 success is
Okay,
fine.
cool.
There's a complication, but you still succeed. You do find something, Scoth. You sort of start tinkering, and you realize very quickly you're looking at this like wooden platform with the millstones on it and the device, and you're like, something's not right. This platform is too high. It doesn't need to be this high. And you start fiddling around, and you find that some of the panels are loosed, and there is basically a mechanism here that when the windmill is reversed, it will actually kind of lift up the grindstone. Like there's actually quite a clever like design in here that will lift it up to allow somebody to go underneath, and you think that there's like a hole underneath the grindstone. It's like there's like a passage down into the hill that you are currently on the top of.
Friends, quick! We need to turn.
Well,
I found
That
something.
complication,
Accomplices.
though, that's the point when you hear a as the barn, something has gone on, and you hear Flight's like, oh my god, oh, something's happening. You also then begin to hear a bell, like ding, 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 ding. The beastmen are coming, the beastmen are coming.
Okay, now that's a great distraction. We didn't need the fire at all.
Turns out we didn't, but it worked, didn't it? But
That
great.
was a nice invention. What were you going to say?
We need to spin the wheel backwards. It looks like there's a mechanism inside that might lift up the bottom, the grindstone. We need to.
So smart.
If only we had a big, strong dwarf who could do
Oh,
such a
if
thing.
only we had a big.
Oh, you're talking about me.
I think I need some help.
Yeah.
It's okay, I'll help out as well.
Yeah, like if 3 of you are on this, like you don't need to make any checks. 3 of you is enough to like do it, so that
see
you
how bad
kind of
the
spin
second
around and you watch as this kind
fall
of
over and die.
corkscrew kind of undoes the bottom of this thing and rises it up on these like wooden pegs.
Fantastic.
And there is a little hatch that leads into a set of stairs, like roughly cut dirt
Sneaky
stairs leading
fuckers.
down. As you do, though, as you kind of are doing this, like the heavy grinding of the windmill, you do hear like creaking sounds as the whole system is turning. And at the door, as you're kind of creaking, you see old Peffer, this old man, and he's now wearing like kind of this broken skull antlered mask. And he's got like a flaming torch and like a sword in his hand. You see the big lad, what's his name, Bodster, with his giant scythe, and he's kind of stood next to him, and Peffer's just like, was it Bristolino? He's like, no, you were supposed to be next. You're supposed to complete the sacrifice. They're attacking now because we haven't given you to the woods. We just need one of you, and we can satiate the beasts. Why did you have to come here?
What the fuck?
From behind them, you hear young Annalise like, please, no, and like trying to like running up into the hill, like, and like you see Bodster tries to like grab her as she like squeezes past, like to run. Please help me! They're going to kill you! And like she kind of like runs in desperately to kind of get to all of you guys. What do you guys do?
Do Sabaton, he's dead.
He was supposed to be a sacrifice as well. He came around poking his nose into the disappearance of his friend, that other traitor who came by. They were going to be 2 of the 3, but always 3. 3 there always are. Gifts to the forest spirits. Now look at them.
And you see this like lines of like fire, and you hear the braying. The braying echoing across the hill as this beast horde is descending upon the village, as the villagers are rushing to the walls with like spears and bows, desperate to try and defend their homes. What do you guys do?
I think
There is the hatch has opened, like you can jump down there.
Oh, big beastie behind us!
Give me a what would this be? I think charm is used for trickery as well. Yeah, charm.
Yeah, subtly use guile to make an influence,
Influence people. Yeah.
trickeries or tempt.
I'm gonna fate that bad boy.
Okay. Now I will say you can burn fate to guarantee a success
I'm
as
gonna
well.
burn it.
Really?
I'm burning a fate.
Sure. So, like, with this convincing horror, you point, a beastie, kind of point behind you, which buys you enough time. Both of them turn around to look out onto the walls, where, I mean, somewhat lending credence to your thing, you are seeing beastmen, not the scrawny single horde ungors that you fought before on the road, but now double-horned, smaller, kind of like proper minotaur-looking beasts with 2 axes just leap over the walls. One just turns that old man on the gate, just cuts him, his chest ripped in 2 as just blood sprays everywhere. With the second axe, he throws it, catching a screaming woman in the back as she flees. kind of goes stumbling to the ground as more of these things begin to leap over the fences. You see Bros just like, Pepper, what do we do? As he kind of like looks like torn between does he go for you guys or does he go for them, basically?
We're going down, right?
Well, the least of your troubles, pal.
So you jump down into
If
the
they were
hatchway.
distracted turning around, like I'm
Jump
like,
down.
this is fucking ridiculous. I've never taken a job from that stupid
Scott,
shit.
you go down there as well.
I'm running.
Gustav, you go down into the hole as well. What are Loga and Jean doing though?
Can I use a fate to act as a rear guard so you and your allies can retreat?
Yeah, so that's like a whole thing. Like if a fight goes badly, you can basically choose to retreat. There is extra things with that though, because there is a risk that obviously the rear guard and things may go wrong in your retreat, as they will likely pursue you if they see you fleeing. So you absolutely can do that, and I think that's a really cool mechanic to check out. But let me bring up the rule.
Can I also like push Annalise down as well, like down to follow everyone?
Well,
Because she ran towards us, didn't she?
she did. But there's a thing.
She might be
with that.
evil though.
So everyone else is running as well, right?
Maybe.
She's probably evil. She's probably the one with a knife, isn't she? She's gonna stab me in the back. I regret this. I should have never shown mercy.
So to retreat.
I stab her first.
So to retreat, one character must spend fate to act as the group's rear guard, covering their unguarded backs as they peel off from the fighting. If the enemy is pursuing every player character, please stop dying. Take a minute.
Actually, let's
Do you need water?
sacrifice Gustav.
Yeah,
Every player makes an athletics test to try and extricate themselves from the battle without incident. I could allow you to use suitable laws to succeed automatically, but I don't think they're going to apply in this case.
I know about cooking.
No, not going to help you.
I'm in a mill.
This is not the time.
What did you hear?
And they are going to oppose you.
The cut chair.
I'm spending a fate.
Oh, know a lot about cooking.
Fuck's sake.
Am I doing athletics?
Yes.
Yikes.
1.
Oh, God King. Wenceslas. That's me.
Okay. Now I do need to tell you that Bodster is he got 2 successes on an opposed roll, and the old man got 1 success. I didn't actually roll for Annalise. I will roll for her as well. She also got a success. So how many successes did Gustav get?
None.
That's a failure.
I got 1.
That is a failure against, like, because they all rolled higher on their opposed rolls because they're going to pursue.
1.
That is a failure as well, unfortunately.
I got 1.
A failure as
Even
well.
with the
1 as
regard.
well.
So the rear guard lets you do this in the first place.
Right,
Now,
I
what this
see.
means is, because you guys failed, I need all of you to roll a d10, and we're going to add the roll together.
Oh, God.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right.
Is higher worse?
High's not good.
7.
7 plus 6, 13,
3.
16,
8.
24.
3.
25 is the highest you can get on the table. So on a 25 or higher, trapped, there's no clean way out. The GM explains the cost of your escape. Your rear guard might suffer wounds or be captured by the enemy.
Oh, my God.
Oh, shit.
Well, that would solve the problem.
So I think that, Jean, you do this, right? You buy time for all of these guys to like slide into this habit and begin making their way down these steps. But as you turn to leave, Bodster, this huge thing, and you've been sort of like clashing blows, like his scythe meeting your sword, but he sees what's about to happen, and he just is like, no! As Annalise plunges a dagger into your side, kind of causing you to stop, and then he kicks a block out of this like mechanism, and the whole thing collapses, blocking you off from the rest of your
Oh,
team.
my God.
So I'm gonna have you be captured.
Before they go, like I imagine I just push them and turn.
You're like, it's as you're turning, like,
Yeah.
go, that's when you get stabbed,
Yeah.
and then this thing collapses.
And
So the last
before-
thing you see is this thing collapsing above and trapping Jean from the rest
Before
of
it
it.
collapses, can I be like, say a prayer for me to the Lady of the Lake?
And then
No!
John!
I'll
Banging
say a
on
prayer
that
for that
stone.
broadsword.
it's fully like this sister, like the grindstone
Great.
is like broken in and is completely trapped off the opening to this descent, basically.
Let's go. We gotta go.
You guys make your way down, working your way down this like rough dirt trodden steps really down into the depths of a grave barrow. This is no normal hill. These tight corridors. The two dwarves and the halfling, you guys are fine, but Gustav, you're like crouching most of the way. As you follow it down, you begin to find evidence of not old bodies, but like, sacks and rope, things that have been used recently down here, until you come to a larger sort of barrow crypt with a single kind of rough stone tomb, tied up, both looking very malnourished, one looking a lot worse than the other. You see two Imperial men. One you recognize, he doesn't look as bad, he looks like a bit bruised and beaten up, and he's kind of shivering in the dense cold in this place. You see Jamie de Sabatin, this kind of formally well-dressed, like blonde sandy hair, little tiny goatee beard, like glasses kind of like broken and cracked hanging off of his face. As he kind of looks, he's like, I knew you'd come. As he like looks over, next to him is another kind of like swarthy looking trader who is looking in a bad way. He's alive, but he looks like beaten up, he looks malnourished, and you assume that this is maybe the person that Jamie came to find. As the two of them, as this is happening, you hear the sound of battle happening all around you. You hear screams. You can tell that maybe filtering in from some exit to this place, smoke and the smell of fire. And you also feel something, some dark magic being woven up above floods through, as you're all racked by this sudden image of this powerful, muscular beast man, its great horns curling up, its face covered with this, painted image that almost makes it look like it's laughing with these great teeth, as it just holds this axe up into the air, just laughing, kind of floods your mind. Jean, you are sort of beaten down, this wound kind of thing. You're dragged as Peffer and Budstrom, and they drag you like, we offer the sacrifice to you, spirits of the woods, please, spare us, we offer the sacrifice. And you see, leaping over this thing, this creature, a shaman, as it just, it points. I care not for your sacrifices. We never have. Tonight, my children feast upon you and your blood. Kill them. As you just see swarms of these things just descend, and it begins chanting, and almost this tribal dance as it like stomps its hoof as music begins, and you feel this dark magic take place. And then it's like a little bit of light touches you as that wound, the pain goes. And you feel like this soft breeze, like a kiss on your cheek. And you take the moment and you stab your blade into Bergstrom, throw him to the side and like leap rolling down the hill, just running as fast as you can to try and get out of this place, knowing that you're well overnumbered. You shoulder barge through this broken part of the palisade wall, maybe cutting the head off one of these gores as you go, as you just run into the woods, trying to get as far away as you can as you escape. Perhaps maybe knowing that if you can kill that shaman, the lady will forgive you. And that's where we're going to end the episode.
Damn, all right. Okay.
Oh, my lady.
Oh, we're just down in the mill. We're fine.
You're in the grave bar. But yes, that was the adventure Under the Hill, with some Mark Hume's additions and touches in there, especially the opening. Exactly. But yeah, that was the Old World, the role-playing game. Warhammer the Old World.
Very good.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Well played. Well played.
Okay.
Yeah, really fun. Like, I think it's definitely a case of like early on the rolls are a little tricky, but with a few modifiers. I did get some things wrong. I do want to point out I made a couple of mistakes in this. One of the things I got wrong is Trot and Tom's characters should not have taken wounds. Their resilience was equal to the damage dealt. They should have just become staggered. If they got hit again after that, though, then they would have taken
getting
a wound.
staggered is nasty
It's
business.
not nasty business. You've got to either spend your whole action removing it, or you run the risk of getting wounded. There's also probably a few little things we got wrong there as well. We missed out on a couple of bonus dice in the combats, little things like that. But hey, it's a brand new game. We're learning it. You're learning it with us. Go and check out, buy the game, learn it for yourselves. But I think it's certainly a lot easier to run. Like the D10 system's actually really quick when you learn it. It's like I've got a 3 and a 4. I got a success. You know, it's very, very simple like that, which is nice. And then I think a lot of the interesting aspects come from like your talents and like the way you can combine certain things and stuff like that. So, but very, very fun. And I love being in the old world. I love talking about beastmen. I love talking about chaos and the empire, and I love it. Sigma!
Praise Sigma!
Praise Sigma!
Beastmen.
Yeah. One day I do desperately want to be a player in one of these games so I can play a witch hunter like Victor Salzberg.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
I'll not waste a drop.
All the microphones have just blown out.
But yes, what do you guys, just before we wrap up the episode, what do you guys think? You have fun?
Yeah, a lot of fun.
I liked your
always love this
characters.
world.
I think the characters for this were exceptionally good.
The character creation is so much fun.
So
It's really
much
fun.
fun.
Like we had a whole like Discord call.
Well,
where
we
were
had
just
that
like,
really nice thing, right, of it being very natural. Like, you both rolled dwarves.
Yeah.
And then you both rolled Longbeard as a talent. And that's where the idea of you guys being married
Which
really
is
came
very
from.
unlikely, by the
Yeah,
way.
very, very unlikely. And that's where the idea of you guys being married came from. And then you got like the honor bound, which was another talent when you were like, oh, this is perfect.
Yeah.
And then I like the fact that it was quite diverse. Like, we had a couple of big combat characters, and then we had sort of the more intellectual kind of characters and stuff like that really kind of played through.
And Tom was there.
Tom was there. Well, but like the thing is, if you were playing a long campaign of this,
Yeah.
like your downtime stuff and like you get assets in this as well. So like you can visit your forge and you can make new weapons. And those weapons have like increased stats.
I have a workshop. I have
Horse and
like loads of
stables.
little things. It's definitely a downtime focus where I can improve weapons and build armor and things like that. You're an engineer as well, so you've got loads of like
I've got an
those
armory.
bonuses.
I mean, you had a gun the whole time.
I had a gun the whole
But you're just not very good with your gun.
No.
Yeah.
It's
However,
also all
again,
the combat was short range, so it was like.
And you don't want to be firing like a gun in short range.
No.
Like, and again, it's that like.
in a wagon that all of us are in.
But and it's kind of like when you were like, oh, do you want to be up the front? I was just like, please reverse it the other way around. Because like if you'd been up the front, you could have been like, oh, I'm going to shoot those archers. I'm going to turn behind and shoot them. But then I was just like, no, let the play decision. I think it's a very. I think it's a very cinematic system.
Yeah, really
like which is why I wanted to start with that like real movie
Yeah.
opening.
Yeah, that's
like,
really cool.
You know, I think
I've
it's
always
very
had fun
cinematic.
with the Warhammer tabletop
always
games.
a fun
Like they're always a
system.
lot of fun. They're just how so gruesome and brutal as well.
Love the
like
world.
the injuries.
Can I, so
Read out gross.
So the way this works, by the way, is like every time you get an injury, you add another D10. So the first one, you roll a D10.
Let's see.
Yeah, can we all get let's get injured?
Yeah,
Can we
sure.
get injured?
I've just got another
Wounded.
12.
4.
So like a 4, very low. It's just a nicked arm, shallow cut. Test endurance to avoid dropping what you're holding, so you get to make a test. And then you literally get it back after the combat. So
Yeah.
like that injury goes away straight away, right? Very, very minor,
Just but a
superficial.
scratch.
12, you said. you
second
got?
injury
A
would have been-
smashed hand.
Oh wow!
That's a hideous snap and a spray of blood. Through your sundered flesh, you see the glint of white bone. Drop what you are holding in a random hand and test endurance to avoid losing a finger. If you use your injured hand before the wound is treated, you suffer the critically injured condition. So that's
Jesus.
pretty bad.
I can't believe it. And I just got
That's
hit.
only 12.
I just got hit again for a 19.
Well, let's let someone else roll.
I'm going to go for a big injury.
Yeah, go for a big one. Give me a 3d10er.
I have. That's 22.
22.
Rolling 3.
Ruptured organs.
Oh my god.
Your body is a ruin, and you are hovering on the edge of death. Until the wound is treated, you suffer the defenseless and critically injured conditions. From now on, any physical attack that inflicts a staggered condition inflicts a wound on you instead. Once the wound has healed, you may test endurance to prevent this effect from activating. You can only recover from that with surgery, which requires you to literally like go to a doctor and spend like weeks in recovery. Oh
my god.
It's fucking great. I love it.
That's awesome.
Disinfect your tools.
If you roll a 24 or higher, you are dead.
I just rolled 36.
36, decapitation. Your head is struck from your body. If your killer is in close range and has a hand free, they may opt to catch your head and hold it aloft.
That's amazing. That's so
Yeah.
If you
So-
put that on quickly, does he
Now,
survive?
the other thing with this is certain enemy types. Most of the enemies you guys fought were minions. If you fight stronger enemies, they take wounds. They don't take injuries, but they build wounds and they take more damage. If you fight like very powerful enemies called champions, they roll wounds like you guys.
sick.
So like you might get the decapitation and you'd be like, I can catch it. Yeah!
Right.
So
Yeah.
you took
it's
my
very
hand.
fun. It's one of my favorite things.
Hell yeah.
It's very, very fun. But they've also made it like a lot easier to recover from some of this stuff. Like those
Yes.
lower level injuries, you can spend an action and just clear them
Yeah,
like from
that's
yourself,
cool.
at least until the end. Like, and then you have to get them treated
Yeah.
afterwards, but you can ignore the effects and stuff. So it's really, really cool. Check it out. Warhammer: The Old World role playing game available now
That's right.
on Cubicle 7's website. Go and pre-order it. You can get one of their amazing super bundles. What were they called? Super
Backer.
Super backer. Super backer bundles. Epic.
Another one.
You can get the player's guide, the games master's guide. You get the PDFs. If you pre-order before July 7th, you get entered into a prize draw to win a cool sword, LARP sword. Bergschneider. Yeah, it's really, really fun. We had a really good time with it. We hope you did as well. Thank you for checking it out. Perhaps, maybe even one day we can revisit this to see what happens with the events. Woo-woo. We'll see what happens. But yeah, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye now.